And welcome back to your favorite Sacramento sports show,
Beam City Sports.
We are back at the Beam City Sports Bar. Been a minute since we've been at the bar, but a beautiful day here in Sacramento. We got my boys with me, Devin, Luke, and Jackson. How are we all feeling?
Feeling good. Like you said, it's a lovely day. Probably one of the most beautiful days of the year here in Sac. Thankfully, it's soaking up all the tears that we had for the past two games. So, I got a pocket full of sunshine right now.
Pocket full of sunshine. I love it. Dev?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to have a really fun episode. Interested to see what, you guys came up with for the awards. I'm ready to get into that part of the episode. But, we got some stuff we got to take care of before that. So, unfortunately.
For sure. Jackson, how are you feeling?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Luka looks like Luka again. Lakers got the third seed. Happy. Get to see Bronny play 40 minutes tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the Lakers did clinch that third seed. I know you're feeling good over there. But yeah, us as Kings fans over on this side, we are not feeling too good. Lost back-to-back games, but we still clinched a play-in spot, so we will be playing on Wednesday, going against the Mavericks. Not sure if it'll be at home or on the road, but either way, I'm confident that we can win that game. Not too sure about the next game after that, but I know we can beat the Mavericks.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's a little bit of a shaky team, still dealing with some injuries over there. They're starting to get a little bit healthier, but I feel like that'll be a handled game for us.
Yeah.
A little bit of ownage. Kind of feels like us going into the Pelicans game last year where we hadn't beat them all year. I think they beat us once, though, this year. But, I feel confident going into that matchup as well. It's just the next game we'll have to see what the matchup is if it gets there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, today on our show, we're going to be going over a special show today. We're going to do our awards going around the NBA, doing real awards, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, all that stuff. But then we'll also get into some fun awards that we made up, and also some Beam City Sports awards. So it should be a fun show. Also, we'll close out with some baseball. Giants look good. They did lose to the Yankees today, but they've still been playing great baseball. The A's just got a dub against the Mets in Sacramento, so it feels good to be an A's fan. And I know the Dodgers are the Dodgers, so I know you want to get into that.
We had a couple struggles recently.
Yeah, they went on a little losing streak.
Yeah, I mean, just guys in and out of the lineup. We
Got
had
a bunch of NPC starting pitchers right now.
Exactly, yeah, that too.
So it should be a fun one, but I guess we should fly through this Kings talk, and then we can get on to the fun part of the show. Last night was a tough loss, 101-100. Kings lose at home to the Clippers. Initial thoughts? That was a tough loss last night.
Yeah. Kawhi is a Kings killer.
Yeah.
Like this season at least, he's done some damage to us. But I mean, we looked pretty slow on defense, honestly. Like just like from the get, we did have the lead the first half, the first quarter, but still we seemed like we were playing on our heels for that first part, and it didn't seem like we were all there. But it was still an entertaining game. Buckets just didn't fall in the proper time for us. But yeah, coming down to that last shot, it seemed like they weren't like organized at all, which sucked.
Yeah, that was a tough last play for DeMar. You have initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers-Kings games, all of them these last couple of years have been either, a huge scoring match like the one we saw a couple of years ago, or there's been a few games like this year where it's pretty low scoring. I mean, I think at the end of the third quarter, it was like 68, 65. The third quarter ended in the 70s, but it was just a low-scoring game. I texted you guys. I was like, this is another defensive battle, but it comes down to they couldn't get the stops when they needed them at the end, and they were just going back and forth, and they weren't getting any fouls either, so, I mean, that didn't help, but, I mean, there wasn't many that they deserved, really, so it was just a tough one, like you said.
Yeah, definitely tough one. The Clippers are really good, especially on the defensive end. That's what they've, made their name on this year, is being a great defensive team with their new pickups of, Derek Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn in that starting lineup. Those guys lock up, and then, of course, Kawhi and Zubac is a good defender, too. So, tough team to score on, but we still should have won that game last night. We had it in, we were up most of the game. It felt like, it was back and forth, but we should have got that one. Couldn't get the rebound late in the game when Harden missed that layup. Then he got the offensive rebound, kicked it back out. Kawhi missed a mid-range, and they got another rebound. And that just, that killed us.
That's crazy. I said they couldn't get stops when they needed. They actually did get two, but they just couldn't get either of the rebounds.
Couldn't get a rebound.
And then the second offensive rebound, it was just shot clock was off after that, and they had to go into the foul game. So, I was pulling my hair out watching that sequence. It was,
for sure. Jackson. Sorry.
Sorry to the families at Device. Sorry for cussing in front of your kids. My bad.
You were getting heated last night.
I was getting heated last night. When
I can
I was
picture
closing,
it.
I was like, man, mother. And then the parents were like, it's a good. You can say it. No problem.
You can let it out. They know how it is to be Kings fans probably over there.
Yeah.
But going back on the Clippers, Jackson, how scared are you of the Clippers, going into the playoffs? They've had a great regular season, so how do you feel about them?
Our season series against them, was 3-1, and the only one we lost was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since Luka's been there, we've beat him 3 times. Luka's always had the Clippers number.
He has.
I do think that they are probably out of those in the West. I'd say they probably are like 3 or 4 teams. I'm probably I could see making out.
Yeah, that's pretty high up there.
So them playing if they get that 5th seed, let's say they beat the Warriors tomorrow, they play the Nuggets, right? We'll see. Then them getting against the Thunder is going to be huge because there's a realistic, the 4-man lineup that Clippers team has of Powell, Kawhi, Harden, and Zubac is just phenomenal. Zubac's been All-NBA 3rd team type of center this year.
He really has.
And Kawhi looks really good recently. I mean, he's been last night at 28. I know you guys saw that, and recently he's been killing it, averaging 26 a game over his last 10 games. Powell too is he took that opportunity to fill in for Paul George and just excelled at it.
What did he say when they got rid of Paul George? Addition
by subtraction.
Yeah, addition by subtraction. That's
that's what happened.
He's had a great year.
They're low key my pick to, dark horse to make it out of the West.
Yeah,
I would say that.
Especially after watching them up close the last couple of weeks. I mean, that game where the DeMar foul should have been foul. I mean, that was a great game too. But they just played awesome defense. If you're not getting out on the fast break, it's so tough to play half-court offense against them. And then, I mean, Kawhi's just a clutch shot maker, and Harden, he put up 40 whenever. I mean, Harden's got Kawhi outside, bro. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they look dangerous, bro.
They are. Do you think they can, challenge the Thunder?
Yeah. I mean, they have the versatility to do it. Derrick Jones Jr. is an elite defender. Kawhi is still very good defensively. Chris Dunn's good. They have the matchups to do it. It's more about my worry is that Kawhi's usage has increased a ton recently, and every year that happens, he ends up getting hurt.
Every time.
So, knock on wood, because I want to see him play healthy again.
Yeah.
Even though he's on the Clippers, I don't enjoy any player getting hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think any of us do. But I think if he is healthy, that could be that series will be interesting.
Yeah, that definitely could be a good one. But yeah, Kawhi, it just seems like every time you are playing great defense and you're going to get a stop and you're going on a run, Kawhi will, take the game into his own hands and just go hit a tough shot.
Yep.
I remember to end the first half last night, he hit a tough step back 3, but we were going on a run and that gave the Clippers a 1-point lead going into the half. And that just, kills all our momentum. We were playing so good, and then Kawhi just, says, hey, let me get the ball and run the whole shot clock down, and then I'm going to hit a step back 3. It's
I
like
want to
every
say there was like
multiple
5 times,
Yeah.
maybe more, where they played 23.6 great seconds of defense, and then, the shot, whoever it was that threw it up, it goes in.
Yeah.
Drops in. It's like anytime I think about Kawhi, I think of the video when LeBron's at the free throw line in the finals.
Yeah.
Kawhi's checking.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, no, it's real. Kawhi is a killer.
He
is
is.
a killer.
When I've been watching Kawhi too recently, there's been clips of him. It's also it's not just he's settling for jump shots; it's that he's trying to dunk everything.
Yeah.
And he's going after the second chance opportunities. He's having that extra spring to go for putbacks and stuff too. He's averaging 7 boards a game over his last 8 games.
Yeah.
He's shooting a ridiculous 45% from 3.
It's huge.
45% from 3 is wild. He's always had the jumper, but damn, from 3 like that is just tough to beat them when they're doing that. But yeah, last night we can go back to it. We got up to a good start. We did play the double big lineup for the first time since that game in Dallas months ago when we first got Jonas. And it looked good. Jonas and Domas have a good 2-man game. I think Jonas found Domas right away for an easy layup. And I'm just curious to see what Doug is going to do in that play-in game. If, we used it against Dallas before, but that was when AD wasn't there. They didn't have any big men that game, so that's why we did it. So I'm curious to see if going against them, we're going to do that again.
I think you need to use it against Dallas.
Yeah.
Because if they have Gafford and AD out there, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
4-5 combo.
We can't have Keegan guarding AD all game. That's going to be tough.
We need Trey Lyles to step it up off the bench for Dallas. Like, if he's not going to... We need him to do something like he did against Denver. Because, I mean, he has that explosiveness, like, just to dive on the court and then go up for a powerful dunk. And, like, I don't know, he has a momentum that can shift, like, for us.
And he can guard the big guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm confident in him guarding a guy like
He's a big guy. He doesn't have, like, the height, but he's got a big body.
He does.
He had good hustle minutes last night.
He did.
Too.
Exactly.
Like,
he did.
That's what I love to see from Trey Lyles, for sure.
He went on a run in that second quarter. I think he had 9 points in the second quarter. He's like 4 for 4 from the field.
Those were all of his points.
Yeah, so he had all 9 in the second quarter. And that was when the Kings, got out to a lead, and we looked good. And then the second half started. We couldn't score for the first, 4 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
Came out slow. Offense looked just horrible. Just relying on ISO ball once again. Get DeMar the ball, get Zach the ball, and watch out. And then, sometimes that can work when these guys are on heaters, but most of the time that's just not how you're going to win games. It's just relying on guys to, go create their own thing. You got to get some movement. And still, we just don't see enough of that.
It kind of feels like the second unit does that really well. Most of the time, I feel like the offense just looks better when most of the second unit guys are in there, and then, once they put the starters back in, it's just back to ISO ball.
Yeah.
I will say I noticed DeMar did have a little bit more of a primary ball handler role in the game last night. I don't know, just like kind of giving a little bit more direction, dribbling up the court.
He had 8 assists.
He had 8 assists.
Yeah. No turnovers.
No turnovers. That's big.
So, and then I also saw that, Zach LaVine, he was passing well, but it was just like, we were kind of just, it was all focused around him for the offense last time. And he's been consistent enough to, I wasn't really worried about that at all, which was nice.
Yeah, he had some big shots down the stretch, had 26 points. So, good night for Zach. I think Zach's been playing great. But also someone else who's been playing great is Devin Carter. Came in last night, guarded James Harden very well. He's full court pressing him every time, even if, there was one time where he first checked in and he missed a reverse layup where he should have made, and then we got the put back on it. He was mad at himself, but then he took that anger and took it out on the defensive end and pressed Harden full court and made it tough on him. I think he was fighting over a screen, and then they called an illegal screen because of his defense. So love that energy, but in the second half, James Harden was offensive fouling him every time.
That was
and they weren't calling it.
That was the biggest swing in the game.
Yeah.
It was 85-80 or 83-80, and then he swipes back and elbows him in the face.
And they call it on Devin Carter.
Yeah, and then they were in the bonus at that point, so there's 2 free throws, and then Doug Christie trying to, light a fire under the team, gets a technical foul, gives up another point, and then, they lost by 1 point. I understand what he's trying to do there. It's just that's just how it shook out. So it looks, a little bit worse, but that was the biggest swing in the game right there.
Yeah, I loved how Devin, played hard on defense zone. Didn't care. He was guarding James Harden. He's like, I'm going to play hard even if they call a foul on me every time.
Oh, yeah.
Harden was getting every call, though, in that second half.
It's going to
balloon 3 he threw up.
Yeah,
Realistically, the last 10 years, when is he not?
He's getting the calls.
I will say, though, this loss, I'm not going to say it really did too much to us. Because I'm confident in this Suns game.
Me too.
Because if we beat the Clippers, there is a chance on them possibly dropping down to the play-in. I don't want to play the Clippers in the play-in.
I am tired of playing the damn Clippers.
So, there's a silver lining in it.
You make a good point.
It's just saying, if we beat them, they would have dropped down a little bit, and then they play the Warriors coming up, right?
Yeah.
The Warriors need to win.
Yeah.
So, if they beat the Clippers, they would have dropped down. We would have had to play them if we beat the Mavericks at this point.
Are the Warriors and Clippers tied with the same record, or are the Clippers?
The Clippers are ahead right now.
One game ahead.
One game. They're,
Okay. So,
But I think the Warriors have the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So that's why the Clippers would
still need to win tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, I'm pretty sure the whole thing's fucking my head.
What is it? 4 through 8 is just all what's going on? It's just all so close.
More 4 through 7. The Grizzlies are a game behind the T-Wolves right now.
I think the Clippers still have the 5 spot.
Clippers have the 5 spot.
Yeah.
Even if they lose.
Okay.
Actually, no.
This is fucked.
But I think it's also dependent. But this is saying that the Timberwolves win because they're playing the Jazz. And somebody else plays a bad team.
This is insane.
Yeah. It's all...
hasn't been a finish like this in a long time. Yeah. If ever.
A couple years ago, it definitely wasn't this crazy with this many teams, but I do remember it going down to the last game of the year before we knew who the Kings were going to end up playing in the playoffs. And then I remember it was Easter Day. I was at your house, and it came out that the Kings are going to be playing the Warriors, and I was just so disappointed, man. I wanted to play anyone else but the damn Warriors, and
Not such a happy Easter Sunday.
that was not good news for me.
We're on the wrong timeline.
Yeah, wrong timeline. But yeah, last night was a very chippy game, always against the Clippers. They're a chippy team, and we're not going to back down. Zubac always holding Domas down low.
That's all right. That's
What?
That's debatable.
That we're not going to back down.
We're not a chippy team sometimes.
Sometimes we're not a chippy team.
Sometimes we're not.
I feel like at home we're a chippy team.
At home we are.
At home we're a chippy
I don't
team.
know. This whole season we haven't really had that.
That's true.
That dog in us.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Well, yeah, like I said, Kings going to get a rebound.
Yeah.
Down 2 with 10 seconds left. Harden misses 1 out of 2 free throws, which was huge. We're down 3. Zach gets fouled on purpose. The Clippers fouled him, so he couldn't hit a 3 to tie it. Zach hit both. 1-point game with 3.9 seconds left. Keegan Murray, crazy steal on the inbound, immediately calls timeout. I thought he had Keon wide open. I know Keon thought that as well, but, it was a great play by Keegan. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yep.
Just got the steal, called timeout right away, but I was, a little antsy. If he looked up, Keon was wide open for 3 down the court. I know he was on the complete other side, but hey, that could have been a magical ending, but it wasn't Keegan's fault.
And then also, you just got to think, like, that would have had to been a strong-ass pass.
It would have been perfect.
Quick-ass
Yeah.
shot, because it was 2.5 seconds.
2.5 seconds, yeah.
Like, and it takes, 0.7 seconds to get a normal shot off?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think Curry can get it up in 0.3 or 0.4, and that's the quickest release.
0.4 is the fastest.
Yeah, that's the quickest
That's
release
insane.
ever.
Derek Fisher game
That
winner in
was the
03.
fish, yeah.
That's insane.
He just tipped that one up. That was crazy. But yeah, and then the last shot of the game, DeMar, no offensive play ran there. We just kind of get DeMar the ball and hope for the best. He was double teamed, had to throw something up. Kind of wish Zach got the ball there. Zach was, hitting some clutch shots before that. That would have been cool to see. Zach hit a big time shot, but I mean, DeMar's built for those moments. It's a tough one when you got to pick between DeMar and Zach in those moments. Usually I'd go DeMar, but last night wouldn't have been mad if Zach got a touch.
I just think foul baiting's ruined a lot of things.
Yeah.
I feel like so, especially with 2 seconds left, you have to go for a look.
Yeah, he ain't
you
do
gotta
that.
try to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the end of the story. You can't even try to go for a foul there. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you don't, you're not. Usually they don't call it in a game like
Yeah,
that.
they're usually not.
Minus the Timberwolves game against the Nuggets last week.
Yeah, where Westbrook fouled.
Yeah, but that was an obvious, blatant foul.
It was, yeah.
And the one against you guys with the Pistons.
Oh.
I mean, he's got
that was
he's got a lot of buzzer beater threes too. Like,
yeah.
so I feel like he would have had a better chance at just going up into the shot, like
They're
as
also-
soon as he caught the ball. And
It wasn't a play ran. It was more so
Yeah.
just an off-ball action
It was
to
just
get DeMar the
off-ball,
ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you could have done so many things, you only needed a 2. That's
Yeah.
it. You didn't
We were
need to
down
get a
1,
3.
so yeah, it was a tough one. But yeah, we can move on unless anything else on that. Clippers lost. Good thing we don't have to see the Clippers anymore going down the stretch of the year.
At least until we make the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him in the second round of the conference finals, maybe. But yeah, we did lose to the Nuggets before that. It was a tough loss again. They didn't have Mike Malone for the first game. We all thought. I was saying that this should be an easy win without Mike Malone.
Hey.
Luke, you did say on the radio
Murray
that.
didn't play either.
Yeah, Jamal's out. He did come back last game, but
Christian Brown's going to go off.
But yeah, you said that this isn't an easy game, even though they fired Mike Malone,
Yeah.
and you were completely right. Lost that one by 8. Don't have to take too much time on it, but yeah, tough loss.
Isn't Murray it's been his hamstring, right? That's been bothering him a ton. Is that why he's been out?
I don't know what's been
Pretty sure it's
bothering
his
him,
hand.
you know.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
He looked pretty good last night.
kind of concerning. He only had
Jamal
like,
Jamal Murray.
Oh,
They didn't
they're
have
talking
Jamal
about
Murray against the Kings, yeah. But
but
a story that I wanted to mention was Keon had 20 points in this game, 6 of 11 from 3, and then last night only got 2 shots in 32
I
minutes.
feel like that happens a lot.
I don't know
Yeah.
what is up with that.
Yeah.
Keon is our best percentage 3-point shooter, him and Zach, but I mean, get him more
I
shots.
feel like every time I watch him shoot, he never misses.
Yeah.
He has such a pretty release
Yeah,
too.
he does.
And he just doesn't get shot attempts
He
ever.
doesn't. I mean, he's not going to create his own shot, that's for sure, but if we're moving the ball, then
Especially
he
when you
should
have
be-
2 offensive players in the such as DeMar and
Yeah.
Levine. There should be a lot of open shots.
That doesn't even mention Domas,
They're
too.
not-
Exactly.
Domas creates looks, too.
They ain't looking to pass.
They're not.
They're getting the ball and they're
Yeah.
trying to score. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. Even Domas should be shooting more. I mean, especially the little biddies he got when they leave him wide open.
He knocks
He's shooting
those
a
down.
little.
He
Yeah, he
knocks
does
them
knock
down.
him down. And then the threes, he had a 3 last night. I think he only took one, but
Yeah, he was
He needs
taking
to
a
shoot
lot
more,
beginning
too.
of the year.
Yeah.
Shooting. He was leading the league in 3-point percentage, and now it's like he takes one every other game. Like
Yep.
one
Yeah,
every
that's
other
what
game.
AD was doing the other year too.
Yeah.
He was taking like 4 a game and then
Yeah.
he just stopped.
Yeah, it's just I don't get it out of nowhere.
Nuggets, the whole team, damn near, or their starting lineup almost had 20 points.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean that's
hey,
tough to beat.
yeah.
Shout out and Jalen
Pickett.
Pickett.
So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard about like
I did hear about that.
That was the reasoning or
yeah.
part of it because
Yeah.
he was favoring Westbrook. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly.
Because that was the GM's draft pick was Jalen Pickett. I guess Michael Malone didn't agree with
I
that.
didn't like it.
Didn't like him as a player, but I do remember a couple weeks ago Jalen Pickett started and had a triple double.
Yeah.
So I mean
Wow.
when he plays he's been doing good. So maybe Michael Malone is to blame over there. Who knows?
Then last game he only played 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
So-
played Westbrook 27.
See, so nothing really changed
Nothing
too much.
changed,
But
yeah.
Keegan did come back for us last night. Only went 1 for 6 from 3. God, he gets so many good looks, man. Keegan, if he's our X factor, saying
Yeah.
it without Malik, especially if Keegan can go 4 for 6 from 3, we win that game.
Oh yeah.
And he's open
Yeah.
every time. It's like I just need Keegan to be more
It's
consistent.
like the Nuggets game isn't obviously it's frustrating to lose games this time of year
Yeah.
for any team, but it's not as much of a frustrating game because you didn't have the news about Malik hit that day about him being out 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had just found out Laravia and Murray were out, and if both of them play, I feel like it's a totally different game.
True.
Because those are 2 big wings that can help with that doubling of Jokic.
Yeah. We had to play Doug McDermott 15 minutes in that Nuggets game.
Hey,
and
he
he did have 9
cooked,
points.
bruh.
He
He
cooked.
cooked.
He was cooking.
He's out there for one reason.
Yeah,
he
one
does that job well.
And he hit 3 threes. We know he can shoot it. But yeah, play and preview versus the Mavs before we take a quick break. I'm going Kings by 5. And again, it doesn't matter if we're at home or on the road. I'm
All
going
right.
Kings by 5. Lock up AD.
Not making a
Hopefully
prediction,
Clay
bro.
doesn't get hot. That's my only fear is Clay getting hot for 6 threes. He's been, pretty inconsistent all year, so hopefully he has an off night.
Nobody
but-
to feed him the ball.
Yeah.
I'm
Their only
saying-
guy is Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie.
That's bad. That's so bad.
Shit, dude. I don't know. I'm
Come
usually
on.
I'm usually confident.
Let's
with
go.
these
Kings are
bets.
going to win the play-in.
Kings
bro.
are Kings are gonna win this.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I think it's gonna be like 3.
Oh, close one.
I think it's be by 3.
DeMar game winner.
We got to take advantage. We have to hit our threes in this fucking game.
Yeah.
If we don't hit our threes, because their perimeter defense is not good at all.
Yeah.
So we got to take advantage of that.
Max Christie.
And then
That's someone I'm scared of too. Getting
Yeah.
hot.
The only thing with
And
them
then-
is they have so many wing defenders.
Yeah.
Like Najee
Yeah.
Marshall has been on a heater
That's
recently.
a lot of guys to put on DeMar.
Do you see their new starting lineup?
It's
like
Dinwiddie.
No, it's
Oh.
Marshall,
Oh.
Clay, PJ, AD, Gafford.
Oh my God.
Bro, that
That's just-
size is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
No
no playmaking.
No
We just have to-
playmaking at all.
no
And
playmaking, yeah.
that was the thing against the Lakers. They could not feed AD at all.
Yeah.
So he was trying to create. He was only doing jump shots.
So-
Najee Marshall's had a good
all
year.
we have to do
Yeah.
is on defense is prevent their movement, like getting around the court. I don't know, just prevent their routes and everything, like get in front of their routes.
which is
And
a little easier, especially without a playmaker.
Yeah.
Because their best
Yeah.
guy is Dinwiddie.
that's the thing. It's
And
just
that's Dinwiddie.
and he's an ISO guy.
I guess the only
literally
issue.
had a possession where he had 31 seconds straight with the ball the other
Damn,
day.
that's crazy.
Got his own rebound and put it back.
The only issue is it's the rim protection for us. It's we just got to protect the rim. And
They got the lob threats.
we
They
are
got
not
AD.
He still got
Average
Lively off the
protection.
bench.
Is he back?
Yeah, but
think
he
so.
realistically hasn't been great. The Luka effect was real. I
They
fear.
was. Yeah, him and Luca were a great duo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm confident Dev. King's gonna beat the Mavs in the play.
Not making a prediction, bro.
It's bad luck.
It's bad luck when I do it, yeah.
Okay.
Nah. We're gonna dub, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna dub. Come on. Mavs don't want to see
Hoping we
us.
play Memphis in the next game.
Oh, we can dub Memphis too.
I don't care what
I think we
happens
can
in
do
the
that.
Suns game. Fuck the Suns game. Just give me the Wednesday so we can dub.
As an unbiased fan, who you picking? If you had to put money.
I'm going AD. And
Oh
Mavs.
my
I'm
God.
just, hey,
I'm
look,
pissed.
Give me
AD always,
Iggy. I'm
AD always
pissed.
goes off in the playoffs. That's
That's not the
unit.
playoffs.
It's not the playoffs.
It's
Hey, yo, we
playing
got
playoff.
DeMar.
But DeMar
and Jonas.
always has dropped.
Hey,
in the
DeMar and
playoffs.
Jonas are playing legends, bro.
Playing vet,
Jonas
bro.
has the most points and
He's played like
rebounds
6 of them.
in
hasn't he?
play in history.
He's
He has the
played in
most
all of
points
them.
and rebounds. Yeah, every play in year.
The playing tournament's gone for 6 years. He's been in
Hey,
every
he
single
fucked
one.
us up last year in the play-in.
Yeah, he
Jonas, he was cooking Sabonis.
If their defense is able to deny AD the ball, then I think Kings go away with it
Yeah.
easily. But it's a matter of can they do that with their personnel?
They got to play the double.
I think
big.
we
They
need.
have to double them.
They
And
gotta
then
double
have to
big.
have the off-ball guy
Yeah.
close off the back door.
We
Because
have-
if that's the case, Gafford's just going to be the dunker spot every time.
It's true.
we also have to get this home court advantage.
Yeah, we need it.
We need the home court advantage. I feel like
Who the
we
Mavs play tomorrow?
gotta beat the Suns.
Am I
Mavs
crazy
play
to say that I feel
Someone
like
easy, I think.
they play better and
No, they
bigger
play the
games on the road?
Yeah, you are.
They've been
Because
choking at home.
Both
our
of them need to
road
win.
record hasn't been good at all this year. We're like the definition
Well,
of mid
we're
this
under
year.
500, so both of their
think
a
home
little
and
below
road
me, I
records
think.
are going to be bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like they win bigger games on the road. I don't know. Something about it. We're cursed inside.
Hey, but last year in the play-in, we beat the Warriors at home, dogged them, and then
See,
lost to
that's
the
because
Pelicans. on
we
the
had
road.
the Curry stopper, bro.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
then the
maybe he's a
Pelicans-
play stopper too,
we
because
was
Clay
cursed
went
by
0 for
the
10.
Pelicans.
Clay
He
went 0
did.
for 10 last year.
He did.
Hey, be on that again this year. But yeah, we can take a quick break, and then we'll be back
Put
for
TD
Luke's
in.
lock of the week. Hey,
Yes,
facts,
sir.
put TD in. All right, we are back. How we starting the second half of the show, boys?
Luke's Lock of the Week, Luke's Lock of the Week, Luke's Lock of the Week. Luke's Lock of the Week. I know my boy Jackson over there is gonna love this one. It's the Don.
Ooh.
The Doncic in LA. The last
out Luka.
3 games, 35.5 points.
Damn.
6.5 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal and a half. Made his return to Dallas, and he gave the people what he wanted in Dallas.
He did.
Depressing 45-point performance I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it was depressing, but I mean, he had to feel good because every time he made a bucket, the people of Dallas were cheering for him. It was a game for Luka, and
Yeah.
I mean, I know none of the Dallas players. All the Dallas players knew that they were going to lose that game going into it. They're like,
How
shit.
does
But,
a franchise even recover from that?
But no, it was pretty emotional. I know everybody saw that the tribute to Luka made him tear up and everything. But yeah, no, he's popping off. He helped secure the Lakers get that 3rd seed up there. So yeah, Luka Doncic, Luke's Lock of the Week.
That's a great pick.
Yes,
Very
sir.
worthy of Luke's man of the week, Luke's lock of the week. But yeah, that return to Dallas was crazy, man. Lakers were feeding him every time down the floor.
Yeah.
They wanted to see him get buckets. Shout out to Braun for taking a back seat that game.
Until the 4th.
Yeah, letting
Then he
Luka
had
run out. Braun had to get his 30, but yeah, Luka with 45 points that game. 45.
45.
And cried in the pregame. Fire Nico though. That's all I gotta say about that. Fire
Also,
Nico.
such a bad look because AD
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
locked up. He
Yeah.
had 13 and it was
He
like
did.
5
Yeah.
13 or something.
How did you guys lock him up? Like what'd you guys put on him?
So Rui's been like our main guy.
Yeah.
He's been Redick has somehow made him a good defender. So
Yeah.
what he's been doing is they always have a guy front the big guy, and then they have a help defender come over, and then they just have LeBron play free safety, which he's elite at.
So it's really Braun.
it's really Braun. Has
really
been,
Braun's
Braun,
IQ.
has, Braun has been our anchor,
He-
which is crazy
yeah.
to think about because he's 40. But when he locks in on defense,
Happy
it's
birthday,
kind of
Braun.
ridiculous.
No, that you're not lying. His defense has always been underrated, but yeah, I feel like this year he's taken the step to be like the kind of the quarterback on the
Yeah.
defensive end and like
And
direct guys.
Also having wing personnel.
Yeah.
Like Vanderbilt, Finney-Smith, even Goodwin has been good. And then there's also Rui has been solid too.
Yeah.
Just having big wings that can switch helps.
Yeah, so that's big for the Lakers. So shout out to them. But yeah,
I'm not going to say that. Shout out Luka.
shout out Luca. Yeah, we can go to ICU though. ICU for this
Yes,
week.
sir.
I'm going with my guy who was a Santa Cruz Warriors legend last year and a couple years before that. I always got to rock with my guys who I interviewed down there. But he finally got some run in the NBA this year. After leaving the Warriors, going to the Sixers and getting no playing time. Now he signed with the Pelicans out of nowhere since, the Pelicans have nobody available to play. They signed my guy Lester Quinones. And his first game with the Pelicans had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists against the Bucks. They did lose by like 30, but who cares? My guy Lester went crazy. He's that Jordan Poole type of player. Just gets his buckets, has great handle, can shoot from deep. Also is finishing tough lays over Giannis. So, something to look out for in the Pelicans next year. I hope he stays and, gets some real minutes because he's one of my favorite players. Watching him in the G League last year, interviewed him like 5 times. But yeah, he's a bucket.
Hell yeah.
Love him.
Got a couple of people just out in Houston. Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepard
Shout out.
playing some minutes for the Rockets. They got their 2nd seed locked up, so they were playing their bench players.
Yep.
But they looked good against the Lakers. Lakers were, playing for that 3rd seed, so they had to get the win. But like you said, Reed Shepard's one of your favorite players going into the season.
Didn't have a good year.
No.
Back and forth in the
Back
G
and
League, but
forth.
still
Yeah.
showing some promise.
If he was
Oh, yeah.
drafted by anybody else,
Yeah.
he probably would have been in contention for Rookie of the Year,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, he would have been up there in the rotation immediately.
He could shoot that thing for
Yeah.
sure.
And-
Stroke that thing.
He can.
But then Cam Whitmore had 34.
34.
Yeah.
He
Every
wants
game-
his buckets.
He
Every
gets his
game against the
bucket. Yeah, we were
Lakers is
talking before.
Yeah, so that's a good pick. Those two guys deserve some love out there, getting some minutes finally in
They did
Houston.
get blown out though.
They did get blown out, but hey, who cares? Cam Whitmore had over 30, so it's a good night for him. But yeah, one more guy for me was the brother of a Kings legend. I don't know if you guys saw this. He finally got some minutes over there in Philly. Season's winding down. The last week of the year is always super interesting to see, guys who don't play a lot finally get some tick. It's Marcus Bagley, not Marvin.
What?
Marcus Bagley.
He's in the league?
He's in the league.
I had no idea.
Last night for Philly, had 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5
crazy.
assists. So shout out to Marcus Bagley, the brother of Marvin Bagley.
in
I'm a
the league.
casual,
Kings
man.
legend.
I'm a casual.
Yeah. he finally got some minutes out there. I was surprised to see his name in the box score, and then I watched it. He got some tough buckets out there. So
We drafted
shout
the
out to
wrong
Marcus.
Bagley.
We drafted the wrong one, man. Should have got Marcus.
I got one guy.
Okay.
So, no idea who this guy is. Says
Okay.
a lot. I know almost everybody in the NBA right
Yeah.
now.
This is a week where you
Pacers.
learn people.
Pacers.
Pacers. Johnny Furphy.
17-6, and one of the most craziest posters I've seen all year.
Yeah, that was a crazy
off
poster.
of just off the bounce, just oh my god.
Wasn't familiar with your game, Johnny. But yeah, he's from Australia. So the Aussie out there. I was not too high on him in the draft, but I did remember doing some draft research on him. He can shoot it.
Second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
To the Pacers. So yeah, shout out to Johnny Furphy. I know Randy likes him. I'm pretty sure he went to Kansas, so that's Randy's guy. But yeah, he's tough. He's gonna be nice.
I was gonna shout out one more person.
Okay.
Oh damn.
It's a week
I was
for
just-
ICUs.
I was just watching a
That
poster.
dunk? Yeah. This is a
That was
week for
pretty nasty.
ICUs for sure.
My boy Kyle Tucker.
Kyle
baseball.
Tucker.
The only reason why he's my boy is because he left the fucking Astros.
Yeah.
Cheaters.
Fuck the Astros. Fuck
But
the
yeah,
Astros.
he's starting off the season hot over in Chicago. 20 hits already, 16 RBIs, 5 home runs, 317 average.
You know where that started? In Sacramento.
Yeah.
Freaking killed the A's in that
Killed
first
the
series the
A's.
A's had. Hit a
And,
home run every game.
Give him respect, man. Got to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
Contract year,
He's gonna be
He's
a
probably
free
gonna get
agent.
flat for
It's gonna-
PEDs in a couple weeks.
Damn.
No, I'm just-
He's
I'm
one of the
just-
best hitters in the
I'm
MLB,
just-
though.
Right now, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And then also one of the best fielders, too.
Yeah.
Amazing in the outfield.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Hated him when he was on the Astros. He was too damn good.
Oh, yeah. No,
He's so
I'm-
good.
I'm glad he decided to leave and
Yeah.
get away from that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyone else for ICU before we move on?
That center on the Sixers, Bona.
Yeah,
Bona.
Adem Bona.
Adem Bona.
I know him because early in the year when Jared McCain was playing, he's like Jared McCain's best friend on the Sixers. He was in every single one of his videos. So
he was on UCLA too.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I knew about him.
yeah,
He's been killing it.
He's been getting some buckets, blocking
They
some
got nobody
shots.
playing, so might as well.
Yeah. Well, we can move on to around the NBA. The Nuggets beat the Grizzlies last night, came back from 15 down, a big game for both teams with seeding all, still up in the air.
The Grizzlies are struggling.
Yeah, Grizzlies do not look good, and our guy Jalen Wells is out for the year. So
That's really
man.
tough.
he is, a big part to that team was a starting small forward and their best defender. So I hope we see Memphis in the play-in that second game because the Kings can run over the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm confident in that game.
The game
we could
against
handle them.
Yeah.
the game against the Timberwolves, I saw Aldama was having to guard Edwards.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Not
Edwards
a good
had like
matchup.
44 that game.
Not a good matchup. The only thing I'd be
fuck was
scared of about playing against the Grizzlies in the play-in, if we do, would be John Morant, throwing grenades into the crowd if he's knocking down threes.
It's
like
not
that.
grenades, bro.
What is it?
He's taking the words and putting them out there
Yeah.
and blocking out the haters.
Okay, John. John's got a whole lineup of gun celebrations
most
waiting.
ridiculous
He pulled
shit
out the
I've
machine
ever heard
gun
in my
last
Have you seen
night.
the GTA?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he has a whole fucking repertoire.
Huh.
But yeah, Aaron Gordon had 33
Shouldn't
points
be in
last
the
night. Big for them. Jamal Murray's back at 15. So a good game for the Nuggets. They've looked good since they got David Adelman. So
I mean, they've always had him, so maybe he's been working behind the scenes
True.
with the players.
He did say the bench rotation is going to be just whoever's playing good is going to get more minutes.
Yeah.
So that might help a lot because Westbrook did hit 14, 4, and 3 on Westbrook.
efficiency.
Good Westbrook efficiency.
Yeah.
So he did play almost 30 minutes last night, whereas Pickett, who had 20 last game, only played 10.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, shout out to the Nuggets. Also, another game, the Bucks beat the Pistons last night, 125-119. Giannis 32, KPJ was 16, Bobby Portis is back with 17 and 10. Cade had 36 and 12. But yeah, the Bucks. I am predicting a first round exit.
Will they play the
Really?
Pacers?
Yeah, I think the Pacers win.
Yeah,
that.
Pacers are healthy. I think they knock them out.
I like the Pacers.
Especially because Dame might not play.
Yeah,
I'm a Pacers fan.
you've been a Pacers fan since 4th grade.
Yeah, I'm kind of convinced with that. Yeah, if Dame's not going to be back.
But
Yeah.
the real question is the Pistons. They're probably going to go against the Knicks in the first round. Who are we rocking with in that series?
Pistons.
I'm going the Knicks in 5.
Detroit.
I,
going Knicks
as
in
much as
five.
I want,
The Knicks can't be good teams,
The Pistons are a good team, but they're not like a top 3.
I don't
but they
think-
got swept this year by the Knicks or by the Pistons.
Damn,
Don't
they got
matter.
picked.
I think so.
Oh, well.
They
don't know.
got Cade.
It's
Caden,
just
And
the
them.
it's the back-to-back series is the thing. I feel like the Knicks are going to take that
Yeah.
in a full series.
I think beating good teams in the regular season stat for the Knicks is a little scary, but I also think it's a little, overblown.
A little more scary for those top.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics
I think
and
once we
Cavs.
get to the playoffs, the Knicks are going to be playing good basketball at the right time.
Yeah.
And they're my favorite team out east, man. I know they're probably not going to beat the Celtics, but I'm rooting for them. That's all I know. I'm rooting for the Knicks to make it out of the East. Over anyone else, I'm rooting for the
You
Knicks.
want them to be in the finals?
I want them to be in the finals.
Because you want them to play the Warriors in the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be...
Well, dude,
Or the
I'm sorry,
Kings.
the Warriors aren't going to be in the finals.
The Warriors are going to be in the
Warriors
finals.
are gonna be in the
Warriors are
finals.
going to be in the finals.
No, they're not.
Give us the Lakers
The
first
Kings
round.
are going to be in the finals. What are
Hey,
you talking
I'm
about?
more on board with that. Let's go on a Miami Heat type of run, baby.
Let's do it. Come on.
But yeah, the Lakers, like you said, clinched 3 seed last night. Dogged the Rockets 140 to 109. So
Yeah.
blowout. Luka 39. Dorian Finney-Smith with 18. He's been playing great.
6 for like 8-ish. Yeah.
Him, DFS and Luka are great duo, and that's one of Luka's favorite guys to play with since his time in Dallas. So
Their
shout out to them.
chemistry is pretty insane. I saw against the Mavericks, he gave a lot of Gortat screens for Luka.
Gortat screens.
Easy layups.
That's ball knowledge right
Dude.
there. The Gortat screens are
Gortat.
huge.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he has a certain type of screen that he pretty much invented.
Yeah.
Where he
He's
seals off the guy.
He's not necessarily screening.
Yeah.
He's just kind of walking into him
Yeah.
and, kind of boxing him out.
and giving the guy a layup. So that's how John Wall, made his money.
I remember
was
having
Gortat
him
screens.
on my team in the fantasy
Yeah,
build or
2K.
whatever. In 2K,
Gortat was that guy back then.
He was
I liked
nasty,
him.
man. His little haircut was also gross. Though.
Yeah.
You know his nickname?
Ooh, his nickname. That's a tough one to remember. Something Dragon or something, no?
No, that's Dragon is
That's Dragon Bender.
Goran
right?
Dragic.
I was thinking of Goron probably, but Dragon Bender.
I think Gortat is the Polish Hammer.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
You might want to double check that for me.
No, you're probably right.
Polish
with that.
Hammer. That
Polish
sounds like
Hammer.
sounds like an adult's
Okay.
film.
Yeah, well,
I'm
the
like,
Warriors,
right along, bro.
Warriors beat the Trailblazers last night, 103 to 86.
Boo.
Jimmy with a good game, 24. Buddy with 16. One guy I
Boo.
want to shout out though, Kings legend, CD Sissoko.
Hey.
He had 3 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists last night. He made some dimes though.
King's
And
Legend. How
Kings
long?
legend.
Like 18 hours on the
Probably
team?
less than that. Probably like 20, no, like
Should've
10
kept him.
hours on the team. But yeah, I did so much research on CD Sissoko when we traded for him, and then the next day we trade him again. So did all that research for nothing, but hey, now I know a random guy in the Portland Trailblazers. So
Right.
shout out to him.
Yeah.
Blazers got to figure out that center situation.
Yeah, they
They
have
got
too many
like 4
guys.
guys.
Too many guys.
Keep Donovan Clingan.
Of course.
Donovan
That's the guy
Clingan's-
they
that's
could
automatic.
keep for
14
sure.
and 15.
Yeah, he always has over 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the Mavericks dogged the Raptors last night. AD, 23, 13, 10, and also had 7 blocks. Anthony Davis is
That's
a monster.
easy.
I'm scared.
I love
but
AD.
Sabonis will work that. Sabonis
There's-
will cook that in the play-in.
There's too many small guys in Toronto for him. to
Yeah,
block,
and
so,
they
like,
just
I don't
didn't
know.
stop going at it. It was
Yeah.
like, learn your lesson, man.
Sabonis wouldn't be guarding him. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, probably have
It would be
on him.
Keegan.
Oh, well, I think we got that in the bag.
I think
So
we're chilling there.
yeah, I think we should move on to the fun part of the show. It's officially time
Let's
for
do it.
our Beam City Sports Awards Show special.
Wait.
How do we want to start off? Do we want to start off with Beam City Awards, the actual awards, or the fake awards? Should we start off with the actual?
Let's do the actual.
Yeah,
awards.
the actual awards. Where is he going?
He's getting his phone because he needs his list.
Okay, valid. Yeah, well, easy one. MVP, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic.
You guys all pick Jokic?
Yes.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but
Without
it's not gonna
SGA, the Thunder are still probably like a 6 seed.
that's true.
Without Jokic,
They're not in the play.
the Nuggets are probably as bad as the Jazz.
That's true. I have no argument against Jokic in this.
This
He's
is
had
probably
a
the most
great year.
competitive MVP
Yeah.
year and forever.
Take it back
Didn't
to like Westbrook Harden type of days.
Yeah, didn't he win MVP when he averaged a triple double that
Yeah.
season?
Yeah. Because he was the first one to
Oh, Jokic is average. He's the second one to do it.
Third.
It's
Robertson,
already happened.
Westbrook,
Yeah.
4
Oh.
times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Westbrook did it every
see,
year after that.
they gotta give him his MVP.
I think
bro.
Jokic has already done it too in his
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
But
I'm going Shea, man.
Well,
they have
so-
the best record in the West.
I mean,
so,
so I will say that NBA is going to give it to SGA.
They are.
Like, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But Jokic is having, I mean, I've said this before on a broken record on this fucking show. He is having one of the best statistical records in the NBA ever.
ever.
He's top 5 in every single stat.
I don't
It's
think
ridiculous.
that's ever happened.
No.
So-
I don't think it's ever happened. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
My
it's
argument
kind of
is,
out of question.
if Shea won it last year, it'd be a unanimous Jokic win it this year. But also, seeding does play a factor.
That's the thing.
If
is
And
the
like-
Nuggets
voter fatigue.
lose, yeah, voters fatigue is probably the main thing. That's
Yeah.
why I
That's
think
why
Shea's going to
Bron
win.
doesn't have like 8.
Yeah, facts. But if the Thunder are the number 1 seed, they locked it up. But if the Nuggets lose tomorrow, they can drop down to maybe even the play-in.
That's also
so
a big thing.
a play-in team should not have an MVP. Like
Yeah.
the
No.
winner.
I
Yeah.
agree. That's fair.
I mean, yeah. So
I do agree
that's
with
my
that.
argument.
Who do
Dev,
they-
you went with Jokic too. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
did.
they play
Okay.
the Rockets though. So without anybody.
Oh, yeah, so the
I
Nuggets probably
highly
win
doubt
tomorrow.
They lose that.
pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's my argument. I mean, it's going to be Shea or Jokic, but most likely Shea, just because of voters' fatigue. Wouldn't be surprised if Jokic, does win it. The stats don't lie. Top
Yeah.
5 in every stat is insane.
Yeah.
The hips don't lie.
You can't really go wrong.
Yeah,
either
I
way.
can't go wrong either way. But yeah, so defensive player of the year. I'm going with
I know
my
what
guy,
you're going to say.
Dyson Daniels.
Oh.
I'm going Dyson Daniels, man. I love Draymond. Of course, he put himself in the running with, his podcast saying that he deserves it
So
since
crazy.
Wemby's been out. And then, ever since he said that on his podcast, he is now the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year.
That's insane.
Before that, he
It's
was not even
ridiculous.
top 5
Yeah.
in the favorites.
That's insane.
And now he's the favorite. Because he said it. So, shout out to Draymond, man, using a podcast for his benefit.
Manipulation.
But, manipulation is crazy.
I got Mobley.
You're going Mobley?
I'm still a believer that they should have 2 different defensive player of the
A
year.
guard and
awards.
a big.
Yeah, so
I like that.
I have Evan Mobley and / Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
I feel like, either one of them will probably win it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, it's kind of unfair to just judge it on like blocks right now.
Yeah.
Because Dyson Daniels is pretty much doing the same thing on the guard position. If not,
Crazy.
it's even more impressive too.
It is.
But I'm gonna say Evan Mobley is probably gonna get it.
Can't argue that. Mobley, I think he's not. He's definitely a great defensive player, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but I think he does still need to hit the weight room a little bit. I
Yeah.
think the bigger, stronger big men kind of still dominate him a little bit. And Dyson Daniels is just the best perimeter defender in the league. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm going Dyson. I know the Hawks are, 10 or 9 in the conference. So
That's my
That's
only
one
reason
thing, too,
why
it's
I wouldn't
like-
pick Dyson. Because if it's
Yeah.
the same principle for MVP, it should be the same thing for DPOY.
that makes sense. And usually the guy who wins Defensive Player of the Year, that team has like a top-rated defense.
Yeah.
The Hawks definitely do not have a top-rated defense.
Yeah.
Dyson's the only guy over there guarding.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyone else?
Def.
No, I put Mobley for
Yeah, Mobley.
I had my notes for the exact reason Jackson said. Cause
Yeah.
if you're gonna base it off, best teams, which I didn't really do for MVP, but I still think Shea will win it. But yeah, I put Mobley.
Okay.
Best team in the East. So.
Yeah.
Well, record wise,
I like
you
that.
can make an argument, but
Yeah. All right, moving on to Rookie of the Year. This might be unanimous, man. I had a take early in the year that I'm going to get into later that I said someone else was going to win a unanimous, but I was completely wrong. Jared McCain got hurt, so Stephon Castle is my pick for
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
I remember saying before the season started,
You picked Stephon.
I said Stephon. I said I hope Stephon drops to us, and I'm like, and you were just like, nah, he's way too good. He's not going to drop to us. Didn't drop, and I said he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm betting.
He is the best guy out of this draft.
He's the best guy.
He is.
Jalen Mills did have a little bit of argument, but it just kind of Stephon ran away with it.
He did.
as
And
much
then-
as it stings, because we should have got him.
I
Yeah.
wanted him so bad.
I also kind of remember saying that he was going to start over CP3 part of the year. He did that for a couple
He
of
did.
games.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should have fucking got Stephon Castle. in
De'Aaron
that trade,
didn't let
dude.
us get Stephon. That's dirty.
It makes me so aggravated.
It does. I mean, I don't blame De'Aaron for wanting to play with
Yeah.
him because he's pretty
amazing.
damn good.
Yeah.
But damn, that would have been so nice.
It would have been so nice.
That would have been nice. Stephon.
Castle, yeah.
Yeah.
It would-
Unanimous.
I feel like it would have been McCain
It would have been.
if he played the year.
Yeah.
But also Castle has just been ridiculous.
He has. Yeah, well, that was an easy one. Coach of the Year might be another unanimous.
Probably.
There's 2 guys that I really think are in the running. My guy is Kenny Atkinson from the Cavs. I picked him to win it.
Yeah.
You know, best record in the East. No one saw that coming.
Yeah.
What a year for the Cavs. Going with Kenny.
I also picked Kenny.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Nobody expected them to be this good.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's like if you have this kind of roster, you probably expect them to be probably fourth or fifth
Yeah,
seed.
they were fourth last year.
Something like that.
And that was a good year for them.
And this is Kenny's first year with the Cavs, and it's like you gotta. It's pretty much half the coach that's taken this team this top, and it's very impressive. They have the best coach in the league right now.
I can't argue that. He's definitely worthy.
I went JB Bickerstaff.
That was the other guy.
Mhm.
That was the other guy. Shout out to the Pistons.
After having one of the worst,
That is
seasons
true.
in NBA history last year,
Yeah.
I mean, don't want to be that team after all that shit. They're going to be in the playoffs. So playing playoffs,
definitely deserving.
Yeah.
The Pistons are kind of them. The Pistons and the Rockets are my two beam team comparisons for this year. Teams that you don't expect to do good, and then they're super high in the standings at the end of the year. They have a great year. Definitely.
What are they at, 6? Because
Yeah.
Mike Brown won it the year we made the playoffs at 3. So
Yep.
I would personally give it to him, but I'm not mad if Atkinson gets it.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the East. So.
Both guys definitely deserve it. Well, most improved player. Man, Jackson, you're gonna love my pick. I went Austin Reeves.
That's what I went
You went Austin Reeves?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went AR, man. I know he's probably not gonna win it, but he did jump 6 points in his
6
points per game.
15, 5, and 5.
And he's
to
just taken the
20 plus.
huge leap. No, I always thought Austin Reeves was good, but I didn't think he was this good. He's the
anybody
he's
got
the
this.
truth. He's that guy.
I had to roll with Dyson Daniels again.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean,
I like it.
Dude jumped 10 points.
10 points.
Dude jumped 10 points from last year,
Damn.
and a steal and a half at the same time,
Ridiculous.
and then pretty much a block as well.
Crazy.
So I mean, that's insane right there.
Yeah.
It would have gone to Norman Powell because he went up almost.
Oh, yeah.
Like if he was able to be there, he almost went up almost 20 points.
Yeah.
I
That's
literally
insane.
have that in my notes. I would have picked. I would have gave it to Norman Powell, but he's not going to meet the game requirement,
That
obviously.
sucks.
So,
I wish he
but
did.
I also went with
Probably gonna go Dyson.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, you
I
guys are
really
welcome.
hope Dyson gets most improved and defensive player. That would be very impressive.
That
to see
would be
happen.
super sick.
So who's it going to go to? Probably it's probably Cade, huh?
I
That's
think
what they're
Cade
saying.
is a favorite,
Yeah,
but I really
didn't
hope
pick
that,
Cade
though.
either.
I really hope
He's
they
a
don't
first
do that.
pick. You should.
Yeah.
This is what we expected.
We knew Cade was going to be this good. Come on.
You don't win most improved.
Most improved player. I guess you can make the case for Cade because they're winning now.
Yeah.
So I mean that might be a factor. But
Yeah.
I'm going Austin Reeves. He's so good. Sixth man of the year. Shout out Milo. Peyton
It's-
Pritchard.
Yeah.
I feel like this is unanimous.
This
Yeah.
might be unanimous.
Yeah.
I hope Nas Reed doesn't get a vote. I love Nas Reed, but damn, he stole that from Malik last year. I'm
Yeah.
still salty about that.
I'm pretty salty
I'm
about
still
that.
salty. But yeah,
Yeah,
I win
it's-
Peyton Pritchard.
Should have been Malik if everything went according to plan.
If we, me and Luke both picked
We both
Malik
had him.
at the beginning of the
We
year. to
also
win
had
that
Mike
one.
Brown as coach of the year. You know,
Damn.
Jeez.
Mike Brown,
Whoa,
coach of
so,
the year.
yeah,
That's
that's gonna definitely has to be one of your awards for later, right there.
Yeah.
worst take? Yeah.
Not I'm making it
Mike
hot.
Brown.
Yeah.
So Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton,
yeah.
Anyone else in the running you want to mention?
Nah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Beasley.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Beasley deserves some love.
But, I mean,
He did make
I
a
don't
big
know.
jump. He is averaging like 16 a game
Yeah.
on ridiculous shooting from 3 this year.
Yeah, he's like top 3 in 3-pointers
Most
made.
3-pointers off the bench.
Most, off the bench for sure. This one was a tough one.
Clutch player?
of the year. This one was definitely a tough one. I had to go with a favorite right now. My guy, one of my favorite players, Jalen Brunson.
okay.
Went with Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
He's one of the top leaders in clutch points this year. But there was a lot of struggle for me picking this because I'm trying to remember moments. When De'Aaron won it 2 years ago, he had so many moments of hitting a game winner, hitting a buzzer beater for the win, having all these tough clutch shots that we all remembered. And then the year after that, it was Steph, where he hit a couple buzzer beaters, he hit some game winners. But yeah, this year it's tough to think of a moment where Jalen Brunson hit a game winner. But he does have the most clutch points.
Yeah, I
So-
went with him too because he's
Yeah.
also shooting, I think, 55% in clutch
in the
time,
clutch.
So
Damn, you're locked in.
I mean, it's tough to argue with that. So that's why I went with Brunson. But I don't, maybe it's a little bit, worse for me because I don't watch the Knicks, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna argue the stats.
Yeah.
So.
I was going to pick Jalen Brunson, but like you said, I can't remember any moments that they really could.
that's what I really
What
wanted
I
to base it
remember
on.
is they went to Kat and Josh and OG for all these clutch shots.
That's-
I remember seeing them hit all these buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
That's why I went with Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Because I knew you were going to like this one.
I do.
Because, I mean, Trae Young, he started hitting all these shots. He started to take a leap when the Hawks started struggling a little bit, dropping in the standings.
Yeah.
He started catching hot, and he came up with some big buzzer beaters, getting some big wins for him. So
Yeah.
I'm picking Trae Young.
I like that.
Yeah.
Jackson, I'm curious to see. You going
Going
Luka?
Bron.
Oh my god. Are you dead ass?
I'm being for. Hey,
Are you
look,
dead
look, look,
ass?
Yes. Look,
Holy shit.
most points per game in the fourth quarter
Damn.
this year.
Over tomorrow?
Second in assists per game, and then first in field goals made. 400, 100, 100. Only player in the league in the fourth quarter with
Is
that.
he even in the question for it? Like, in the...
Yeah, is he in like the betting odds? Because I looked
I
last
haven't
night. I
seen
don't
it
think
yet.
he is.
I was
DeMar is like fourth. And I'm like, I love DeMar, but
Yeah,
there's
it's
been a
DeMar.
lot of
No,
times
it's
where he
not
misses some
game.
clutch
Not
shots.
I
game.
feel like in loss against Nuggets.
He's like fourth in the league in clutch points, though.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
because we
we
give
play
him
a
the
lot
ball.
of close-ass games.
Close out
and
games
then
every game.
losing.
And we give him the ball every time.
Every time.
And he's going to hit some clutch shots, too. He hits his mid-range when we need
but
it.
not the last second
Not the
shots.
last second. So this was a tough one. I wanted to go Tatum just for last week. Freaking hitting that,
That's true.
That was
shot
tough.
against the Knicks.
That was tough.
I watched that. I didn't know who won that, so I was like blown away when he made that. I thought there was no way. But yeah, clutch play of the year. We'll get into all NBA in a second. We're going to take another break. Okay, we are back on Beam City Sports, and now we're going to be going over our all NBA teams. This is positionless, so it doesn't matter, what position you play. You can have all centers on your all NBA teams this year. But my first team, there was 4 guys who were, locks. They were pretty much going to be unanimous on the first team.
Yeah.
Shea, Jokic, Tatum, Giannis.
Yep.
You had all 4 of those?
Yep.
Okay, so those are locks. The 5th guy, though, I went Donovan Mitchell for my 5th. Leading the Cavs. Doesn't have the craziest numbers. He's only averaging like 23, but leading the Cavs, being the best guy on that team, he deserves some love. So
Yeah.
going Donovan.
Yeah, no, I was bouncing back and forth between him and Brunson for sure.
Yeah.
But Donovan, leading that team it's very impressive. And, I mean, you can clearly see that he is a captain, and he does lead that team. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree. I got to throw him up there because, I put Luka, but I forgot he's not going to be eligible. So
Yeah. Good to know.
I had Brunson on second, but I'll bump him up.
So, Donovan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Donovan
On the first team, you?
I picked Braun.
You pick LeBron on the first team?
The first team.
First team?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, he's had a great year.
He's been hoping.
Definitely, I had him on second, but
He's
first
40,
team,
bro.
He's
he is 40.
I also saw the rest of his list. He has Jackson Hayes on the third
Oh,
team.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got Jordan in there, too.
Jordan Good was my on all defensive first,
Oh
actually.
my god. So I can't really argue that too much. I mean, not too much bad stuff you can say about LeBron.
Yeah.
Definitely deserving. Second team, I win Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Cade Cunningham, Steph Curry, and then LeBron. That was my second team, all
Okay.
NBA.
So I got Jalen Brunson. I
Okay.
got LeBron. I got Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
I got Ant.
Yep.
And I got Zion on team.
Is he
on the
eligible?
second
He
team.
definitely is not eligible.
Yeah, he is.
He only
He's
played
played 65 games?
I think he's played 65, right?
There's no way. He's played 30.
I'm tripping.
Check that right there.
Hey, his
I
numbers,
swear,
though-
I swear, I looked up is he eligible, and he said yes. He's more than likely going to make a third team.
No.
Then I'm tripping.
It's okay.
I got Braun,
I'm tripping,
Cade.
motherfucker.
and Mobley, and Brunson.
Okay, I like that. Mobley in there. Jackson, who's your second?
I got before Braun, I was thinking Mitchell Edwards, but
Yeah.
I remember you said positionless. I'm like, all right, fuck it, Braun, right?
Yeah.
Mitchell, Edwards, KD,
KD.
Brunson, and Cat.
Is KD eligible?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
KD is eligible.
I checked.
Okay.
Yeah, that I do
Shut
know
up.
for sure.
I didn't have KD making any of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's not crazy to say that.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll say my third team in a sec. So, say your second team again. Braun or no?
Mitchell, Edwards, KD, Brunson, Cat.
Yeah, can't argue that except KD for me. But yeah, third team for me. I had or Dev. Did you say your second team? My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Jalen Brunson, Evan Mobley, Alperen Sengun, Domantas Sabonis.
He should, but he's not going to, dude.
Hopefully, and then Darius Garland was my last guy.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my third team. All NBA.
All right. I'm gonna switch mine around because
Zion.
Evan Mobley's gonna go up to the second team,
Respect, deserving.
and then put Alperen Sengun on my third team.
Okay.
With Domas,
Yep.
KD, Steph, and Cat.
Okay. Can't argue that. I think Cat should probably be second team, but I mean, third team, not too much.
I still have to put Evan over him.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, I got
That's a tough one.
I'm going 3 bigs on the third team. Sengun, Boner, Cat, and then KD and Curry.
Okay. I like it. Third team.
I'll go Cade, Steph, Mobley, Sengun, Garland.
Cade, Steph, Sengun, Mobley, Garland. Yeah, can't argue any of those. So yeah, looks like we're pretty much all on the same page for the All-NBA. But yeah, all defensive teams. There's only 2 teams. My first team was Dyson Daniels, Evan Mobley, Toumani Camara, Draymond Green, and Amen Thompson.
Okay.
I know Kamara is, an iffy one, but he's one of my favorite guys, so I had to put him on the first team.
So I got on my first team, I got Evan Mobley on the defense.
Yep.
I got Draymond,
Yep.
Rudy. Yeah.
I know. You have to.
That's
do
a
that.
lock every year.
It's so annoying,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
annoying.
is. It is.
I got Amen and Dyson Daniels.
I can't argue that. Pretty
Yeah.
much same, except we switched Kamara and Rudy.
Yeah.
Dev, or, yeah.
Mobley, Dyson Daniels. I put Lou Dort on the first team.
Respect.
Draymond. Did I say Draymond already? Draymond, and then I put JJJ up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No, he deserves some love.
He was in contention for DPOY for
He
a
was.
minute this
Yeah.
year, and then he
Yeah.
just fell out.
Especially when Wemby got hurt. Yeah, well, your first team, all defensive.
Mine was the exact same as Luke's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. Second team for me, I had Rudy there. Lou Dort as well. Jaren Jackson. Ivica Zubac definitely deserves some love for all defensive this year. And then my fifth guy, who's probably not going to make it, I really wish he would, Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
Keon Ellis.
I don't think he meets the game requirement.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm still
but
putting him
I
on there.
also had him on there.
Yeah.
But if I gotta take him off, I'll put on Keegan.
Yeah.
But other than that,
No.
other than that, I had Rudy, and Derek White, and then
Derek White, nice.
Jalen Williams.
That's
Okay.
someone I didn't think of who deserves some love. It's Derek White.
So
I like that.
for me, I got Zubac.
Yep.
I got Lou Dort.
Yeah.
I got JJJ.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Williams. And Toumani Camara.
Yeah, dude, Jalen Williams. Everyone's showing him love for all defensive. I don't think I know his stats look good on defense, but I don't believe it, man.
Bron
I'm just
just
not.
cooked him.
I'm not a J-Dub believer. I like him, but he's not a second guy on a championship team. He's not that good of a defender. I guess we'll see in the playoffs, so maybe I have to eat my words.
I feel
So,
like, yeah,
I mean, I like him, but I feel like he gets overhyped a lot.
we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
For you, second team?
I had Kamara,
Yep.
Dort,
Yep.
Triple J, Zubac, and Braun.
He's been the anchor.
Holy shit.
I was gonna say LeBron before you started talking, just like fucking with you, but I knew you were gonna say that.
I can't believe I tried to
not
put fucking
surprised.
Luca on there.
I'm not
Damn.
surprised.
Doesn't meet the game
I'm not. I guess Luca doesn't meet the game requirement. God damn it.
He is averaging 2 steals.
Hey, I mean, Braun deserves some love there,
Braun?
but damn.
Hey, Braun has been the anchor.
Who will realistically be the fifth guy? Because I had Keon. I know he's not going to get any love.
Braun.
No, but like realistically, who's like actually going to make it? It's probably going to be fucking Derek
probably
White.
Derek White.
Or no, J-Dub. J-Dub's probably gonna
J-Dub.
J-Dub,
Yeah.
White,
Yeah.
or... I think that's it.
Yeah, I think those guys are probably going to get more love in the
Maybe
voting.
Brooks might get some
Dylan
vote.
Brooks?
Dylan Brooks.
I mean, yeah.
Eason
Ruff
might
is having a
get
great
He's going to
year.
get some voting, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Who'd we just play?
I don't
Oh, the
know.
Clippers. Yeah, they have a good. Chris Dunn.
It would have been Asar,
Yeah, Asar definitely
but
deserves
he
that.
doesn't meet the requirement.
Okay, well, all rookie teams. My first team: Stephon Castle, Alex Sarr, Jalen Wells, Zachary Richachet, and Khalil Ware. That was my first team.
Okay.
I had the
I had-
same exact thing.
Same team.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to switch Edie and Khalil.
Okay,
That's what I did.
I'm not mad at
Because,
that.
I mean, Edie, he was in contention for Rookie of the Year for quite a while.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were really questionable on his game transferring from college to the NBA. But, I mean, he's proved all those guys wrong. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he's stepped up big time for the Grizzlies in his first year, which
Yeah.
is like a playoff team that should have been doing better this year, but still, he's a big help for them.
And he has to grab every rebound for them because
Every
Jaren
single.
Jackson had 1 rebound in back-to-back games.
That's
every
crazy. How does he get 1 rebound in back-to-back games?
Yeah.
He's leaking, bro.
Yeah, he's leaking for those easy buckets for sure.
He doesn't even box out either.
Yeah.
He just like he tries to, and then it's just the most. It's like it's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a good defender, though, but he doesn't
Yeah.
get the rebound.
So yeah, I had Stephon, Jalen Wells, Zachary Richachet, Alex Sarr, and Zach Edey.
I like it.
Yeah.
Your first team?
The same as
Yeah.
Luke's.
Okay, so
I
me and Dev have the
I
same?
switched where to second team.
Okay, I like it. My second team was Matas Buzelis out there in Chicago. Had Zach Edey on there, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, and Devin Carter. No, I'm just kidding. Kyle Filipkowski. Filipkowski. How do you say his name? But yeah, he's been doing really good in Utah. Underrated guy. We actually ran into him before the play or the
ran into the whole squad.
Yeah, we ran into him, but he was the first guy.
Yeah.
We were like, damn, who's that 7-foot white dude down the street? And it was Kyle Filipkowski. So, yeah, he's been playing great, though, for Utah. So, shout out to him. He had to make my team.
For my second team, I got Kalel Ware. I got Yves Missy. Matas Buzelis.
Damn, I should have had Yves Missy.
Donovan Clingan and Isaiah Collier.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Though you actually showed some guys some love that I forgot. So, love that.
No, I remember you hyping up Yves Missy all year.
Yeah, and then I don't even put him on my team.
I forgot.
He probably deserves it over Keyshawn George for me, so I'm switching that.
Hell yeah.
They put Yves Missy in there.
I had Misi and Carrington as well,
Damn.
and then Edey because he didn't make my first, and then Buzelis.
Yep.
My last one, Jackson gonna like it. I put Connect.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of him either.
I didn't even think Connect.
He started off so hot.
Yeah, and then he just fizzled out.
Yeah, the rotation.
And then
When you got
changes
Luka.
things.
Yeah, it definitely changes some things.
Oh, yeah.
For you.
Shift to Charlotte.
Yeah.
I said Collier, Missy, Ware, Connect, Filipkowski.
Collier, dude.
I
Yeah,
was debating
Collier.
between Bub and Connect, though.
Yeah.
It was definitely between those two.
I love Bub. But yeah, damn, I didn't have Collier on there either.
Dude,
I
he's
definitely should have.
He's going to be good for Utah.
Yeah, I
averaged
definitely
a
should have.
crap ton of assists this year. I think.
Yeah, every game he starts, he gets 10 assists.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, we can move on to the really, really fun part.
Oh, yeah.
Our fake awards.
Yes, sir.
Beam City Sports Special Fake Award Show. First one, Sophomore of the Year. Could probably go Wemby there.
Yeah.
The easy pick.
That's
Too
easy.
That's too easy.
Yeah.
I went Amen Thompson.
Cheers. Same thing.
Cheers.
Yep.
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 Amen. Yep.
Huge steps in Houston.
Yes.
Like they're gonna.
Just a freak, dude.
He's a freak.
He's a freak, and then.
Hey, at least we all know we couldn't go Wemby.
Pause.
Yeah.
But, no, it's going to be huge for Houston. Obviously, this is their first year out of many in the playoffs with this team. So I don't think they're going to make it far in playoffs, but it's going to be experience. And I see him getting close to 20 points next year.
He's a freak on the court and a freak in the shade.
Shout out Jan. I think Amen is going to be the best player on that Rockets team in a couple years.
Yeah.
Like the best player.
He's going to be the guy.
He's going to be the guy. And if he can develop any sort of jump shot, that's scary for the whole
entire league.
Do you have one for Sophomore of the Year?
I said,
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, that was unanimous.
I mean, I was thinking Jalen Hood-Schifino, but
my God.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey, he's had some moments over there.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Jones.
Colby Jones.
Picked him over Cam Whitmore.
Damn, that is tough. Glowed up on my X award. This guy, left the team for someone that wasn't giving him enough minutes or opportunity, and now signed a contract somewhere else, and he's having a great year. For this, I went Malik Beasley. All right, definitely deserve it. Talking smack to his old team, the Bucks. Talking smack to the Lakers early in the year. But yeah, he's been balling out for the Pistons all year.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna go Luka.
That's a good one.
I put Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys work for sure.
Yeah, Jimmy definitely. I don't know. I'd seen him
Except for
leave.
the game they played head to head. Last week.
Yeah. Hey, but the Luka one, he did have 45 against his ex. So that's making him jealous for sure.
I don't know. Seeing Jimmy just being pissed off in Miami and then immediately leaves, he's like, I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
And
He's in
Bro, I
love
gotta
with
go
Steph
find
Curry.
somewhere to live.
Yeah.
He loves Steph Curry, that's for sure. You have one for?
I said Grimes.
That's a great
He's
I didn't think about that.
Great pick.
Yeah,
His numbers went from 10 to 22.
that's insane.
He went from a steal a game to 2. He doubled his assists from 2.5 to 5. 5 boards. He's just hooping.
He's
His
hooping.
efficiency
That's a
stayed
great
the same too. He's shooting like 40% from 3.
Yeah, no, he's nice. Next year, I hope he starts on Philly. I don't care what you do with
I
Paul
think
George.
he's restricted this
So he
summer,
might leave?
so he might. They'll probably match
They'll
him.
probably match it.
Paul George, just go do your podcast.
Yeah.
bro. Fuck
They
that.
could be in the second
Podcast
apron
team.
though if they match it.
Yeah.
Which could be. They got to move PG.
So
honestly.
that's
was
gonna be
stupid.
tough.
Paul George, hop on our podcast with us.
Hey, we need.
Hey, yeah, I actually take that back. Slide on the pod.
Slide on the pod, PG. But yeah, so next award is Minimum Contract Player of the Year. I'll start with mine. I went Ty Jerome out there in Cleveland.
That's a good one.
Great addition for them all year. Just pretty much the best backup point guard in the league. Not much else you can say.
I'm gonna be
Jay
honest.
Crowder.
Jay
I'm
Crowder.
gonna be honest. I didn't know anybody's minimum contract.
Yeah.
I was like, Isaac Jones.
Isaac Jones.
Isaac Jones.
Respect.
Wait.
Got to give him love.
Yeah.
Is Keon technically on a?
Keon
Now
might
we
be on
signed
that.
him.
Oh,
Yeah, we signed him for 2 years,
gotcha.
3 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very
you're
cheap
right,
though.
You're right.
super cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was mine. Ty Jerome definitely deserves some love.
I said Gary Trent Jr.
Ooh.
Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
I forgot Jerome was a minimum,
Yeah.
so I'm changing
Yeah.
my answer to that.
Yeah, I looked
'Cause
at
he's
it,
so tough.
Jerome makes $2 million a year, and it says that's not the minimum. But I'm like, that doesn't make sense because Gary
Well-
Trent is making 3,
well,
and that's the
Like, it
minimum.
depends
It
on years of
depends on
experience.
years. Yeah.
Or years of experience.
So I think
Yeah.
Gary Trent's been in the league since 2016.
Yeah.
You get like some sort of once you get to like 10
Sure.
years or like
Yeah.
9 years, you
Yeah.
get
The
a
minimum
$1 million.
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm rocking with Ty Jerome still though. Best free agency signing.
Malik Beasley.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
without a
good one.
doubt.
Definitely good
I'll
one.
go with different Malik Monk.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess that was an extension.
I guess.
I mean, he technically was a free agent, but just the value and the fact that he came back for less and a good amount of years, depending on what happens, I don't know if they'll blow everything up, but I'll say Malik Monk.
Definitely happy
Alright.
he's still a king.
Yeah.
I had a couple.
Yeah.
I say Isaiah Hartenstein.
That was my pick. That's
Okay.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
J. Cole,
Hey, he's
bro.
been doing good.
That's a good.
Yeah.
And Najee Marshall.
Yeah. Oh, Najee Marshall's a good one too. Love that.
Okay.
I saw a stat yesterday that said there's like the most wins from year to year after adding like a player. And it was like Larry Bird with the Celtics, they added 33 wins. Like Magic Johnson with the Lakers, they added this many wins. And just all of this different great
Damn.
players. Tobias Harris was in that list with adding like over 20, 30 wins to
Wait,
this
He
Pistons
got a
team.
max
Whoa.
contract for a reason.
Yeah.
Could J. Cole technically be a gloat up on my ex?
J. Cole definitely could be that award, yeah, for sure. Averaging 17 out there.
That is true.
He's
Yeah.
better than Paul George, man. He's better than Paul George.
That's not ridiculous to say
Philly,
that.
Philly might
ridiculous
say
to say
that.
that.
It's definitely not ridiculous to say that. But yeah, so best free agency signing, I went Hartenstein.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Worst free agency signing,
Unanimous, right?
Unanimous.
unanimous.
PG.
PG. That was my pick for sure. Paul George.
Yep.
Huge contract. Clippers didn't want to pay him. Obviously, that was the right move.
Yeah.
So, Philly, you're down bad with Paul George.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, he bounces back next year.
I will say it might be too early to tell.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Embiid was hurt.
Embiid was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously Jared McCain went down, so that takes a big wind out of their sail.
I think he kind of got into a rhythm at the end of the year, and then
Yeah.
they just kind of called it for him. But
PG?
he's not
Yeah.
getting any younger,
Yeah.
dude.
It's it'll be. I will say it's going to be different for the Sixers next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be another early bad take, but
I'm believing in them again.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'll win Paul George.
Shut the fuck
Shout
up,
out,
Siri.
shout out to Siri. Yeah, well, role player of the year. For me, you could pick anyone on that damn OKC team, but I went Aaron Wiggins. Save basketball.
That's tough.
Aaron Wiggins dropped 40 on the Kings off the bench earlier this year.
Dropped like 35 last night.
Yeah, he had 35 the other night. But yeah, Aaron Wiggins is so good. OKC has so many guys like that, but I went Aaron Wiggins.
I was debating between a couple guys. I said OG.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I
Anobi.
think,
Mm.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
like
he's been
that.
hooping.
He has been balling for sure.
And then Aaron Gordon too.
Yeah.
I said Reeves, but
He's a star.
he's a star.
You know he's a
yeah,
star.
it was kind of like flipping back and forth that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with OG.
Okay, I, like that.
I got my guy. It would have been even more if he didn't get suspended, but Bobby Portis.
Oh,
Milwaukee. I'm
okay.
picking Bobby.
Yeah.
Made the fact immediately coming back. So
Big Eye Bobby, shout
big
out.
guy Bobby.
Shout out.
Bobby.
Role player of the year.
I'll go
Make it
random.
Kings.
Nah.
Trey Lyles.
I'll say
Jay Crowder.
Quentin Post.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a low key shout
I know
out to
you
the
like
Warriors,
Quentin
bro.
Post. I know
That's
you like
They
Quentin Post.
they low key found a gem with that.
They
you know. He could stretch the floor. I mean, when Moody's not working for him in the playoffs, or Moody, my bad.
Yeah.
Looney's not working for him in the playoffs. He's probably going to start getting the majority of the minutes and wherever they end up. But Post, they got a gem.
I like that.
Also, a quick shout out to Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on that team since Kobe was still on the Lakers.
15, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
And like he's
wild.
always been in trade rumors, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Every
yeah.
year,
Miles Turner.
with one team.
Yeah,
One team.
every year.
One team.
He's been in trade rumors,
And
but
he's a
never
good
left.
center.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
He's a
I
good
love
center.
him
Yeah.
on any team. The hard hat award. This guy put his hard hat on and did the dirty work for his team. Pretty much Josh Hart award.
Mm-hmm.
He's given out the award, we can say that. This is his award.
Yeah.
But I went Steven Adams
Okay.
for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Setting hard screens.
Yeah.
They're playing him and Sengun a ton of minutes together. And Steven Adams is just the toughest player in the whole NBA.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
going him.
I went with Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh.
He kind of took a little bit more of a backseat role
He
after
did.
he got traded from the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
But he still keeps that high intensity off the bench, and he still dives on balls down
Yeah.
on the court. Pause. But
Love diving on balls.
love diving on balls. But yeah, no, shout out Dante. I loved him when he was on the Kings for that 1 year. Not even a full year, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
shout out
that's a
Dante.
great pick. He
Yeah.
definitely hustles out there. You got one?
For hard hat,
Yeah.
I picked Aaron Gordon
Aaron Gordon.
and Vando.
Yep.
I feel like
That's reasonable.
they both do all. Gordon especially, he covers Jokic on every aspect of
Defense.
defensively.
Yeah, he does. And Vando, he's going to guard.
Vando's a dog.
Yeah, he's going to guard.
Yeah.
Dev, I think I know who you're going to go.
Yeah, this one I'm gonna go Kings. I'm gonna go Keon.
Yeah, yes, sir. Keon. Yeah, definitely deserves love there, man. He puts his hard hat on every single night. And yeah, so leading the Kings in steals, definitely one of the best defenders in the league.
deflection.
And
I feel like
deflections.
you could, if I want to stay Kings, I could give it to Sabonis too, just because of the, he gets his ass beat every night.
That's true.
That is
So,
true.
But Keon is just, like you said, leading the team in steals. I mean, deflection numbers, his single game deflection numbers, some of the games this year have just been insane. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's just in there doing the dirty work, like the main description of this
Yeah.
award.
He definitely deserves it. So I'm happy you gave him some love.
Oh yeah.
Least improved player of the year. All these are not going to be positive awards. I went with two guys here. Sad to say that I had to pick two. Bradley Beal out there in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Least improved
Damn.
player. What a bad year for him. Also went D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
Russell.
Shout out D'Lo.
Yeah, he wasn't having a good year with the Lakers before they traded him. I thought when they got traded to the Nets, he was going to, start averaging 25 and go back to his old Brooklyn days, but he really didn't.
Yeah.
He started coming off the bench for them, even though they're tanking. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose to, lose more games, but
I really don't know what's going to happen with him.
I don't know either because he's probably not going to stay in Brooklyn, and I don't really know who would sign.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Kings need a point guard.
We do.
I wouldn't be mad for a D'Lo resurgence in Sac.
For real.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I had to go with, sadly, KCP in
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah, that's a
I
good one.
expected a better version of him out in Orlando after he left the Nuggets,
Yeah.
but just didn't really happen.
Yeah, then they need shooting, and he's
They
just
needed
not
shooting, and
providing
he
it.
just didn't provide it.
Yeah.
Obviously, still good on the defensive side,
Yeah.
but his offense did not get up at
Yeah,
all.
that's a good pick.
Wait,
and
which one are we doing?
Least improved
Least
player
improved
of the
player.
year.
Oh yeah, Alex Len, bro.
Alec Len. Shout out to the boy. Lakers something got one when they signed him.
For-
I mean,
They
he
definitely
was
did not.
he was playing at the beginning of the season here too, and
Yeah.
yeah.
least improved. He might have got worse. So.
He's really just 7-1, and that's it. That's all he
He
got.
really just
That's all he
don't.
has.
He might
He's
be
really
the
just
worst
all-
I'm not
top
gonna
5
lie.
pick of all time.
When-
bro.
Damn. He is a top
He's a
5
top
pick.
5 pick?
He was 5, pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Holy shit.
That is
When I
crazy.
looked, when we got him, I was like, even in my head, I was like, all right, this is kind of ass.
Yeah.
I did catch myself watching highlights from like 2018. I'm
Oh
not gonna
my
lie. I'm
God.
like, hey, he has 6 threes in the game. Cool. he
Oh
starts
my
floor.
god.
That ain't happen.
Didn't he? He hit a 3 for the Lakers this year.
Hit one.
Yeah, he hit one.
Yes,
I think he hit
He
one.
won for the
He
Kings.
He might have hit one.
He hasn't taken 6 threes in the games
Ever.
in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's
God
crazy.
damn.
Yeah.
My guy was Keontae George.
Yeah.
He,
I like Keontae George.
I
though,
do
man.
too. I like his game, but his efficiency has not changed.
Yeah.
His turnovers really haven't changed.
Mhm.
His points per game has gotten better, but his efficiency is the same.
Yeah.
So he's still shooting like 37% from the field
Oof, that's tough.
and a low 30s from
I,
three.
I think he's going to be good for them when they get a decent team.
I agree. I
Yeah.
think he'll still be good, but
Yeah.
it's just from the freshman to the sophomore leap should have
Mhm.
happened by now. From especially on the Jazz when there's not many guys, other guys taking shots.
Yeah, and he's really one of the worst defenders in the league by the stats.
And what I've like looked at is like every game I see him on there, it's like 6 for 20, 7 for 23. It's always like a high amount of shot attempts on low efficiency.
But then a random night he'll have 35.
Exactly.
So that's why I
That's
like
why-
him.
yeah.
I see the potential.
You see the potential there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Don't sleep on him award. Pretty
like
similar
this
to
one.
like an ICU type of thing, but just don't sleep on this guy. I went Ochai Agbaji.
Okay.
Who he play for? Don't answer. Devin,
He's good.
Ochai
An
Agbaji.
East Coast team.
He dunked on De'Aaron
Don't look it
early in the year. Dunked on De'Aaron's head top.
On
Head
East
top.
Coast team?
Yes.
Don't look it up.
Don't.
I'm
Okay,
not-
you can look at
no,
the standings.
I'm looking at
A
teams.
bad East
A
Coast.
bad East Coast team.
He's on the Raptors.
Yes, he is. He's on the Raptors.
Yeah.
Good pull. You don't remember when he dunked on
I
De'Aaron
do.
early in the year?
I remember that.
I must have
yeah.
blocked it
Banged
out.
on his head.
Must have
Yeah.
blocked it
I'm
out.
happy to see it now. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I went Ochai Agbaji. He's a bucket out there in Toronto. Super athletic, and he's jacked, man. It's like you can't go by him on defense, and he can poster you. He can shoot the three. I just think he's one of the most intriguing players in the league. So, Ochai.
Not gonna lie, the only reason
Huh?
why
He
I
was a
pulled
part of
that-
the Mitchell trade, right?
The
Couple years
Donovan?
ago?
I think he was,
I think
yeah,
so,
because
yeah.
he was on Utah.
Yeah.
So,
he
yeah.
got drafted by the Cat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the only reason how I pulled that is because somehow the Raptors always got some like African names.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
no, he fits the Toronto culture for sure.
Toronto
He has a
culture.
long wingspan and all that, so
Yeah.
he definitely fits over there. But yeah, and he don't sleep on you.
I got Colin Gillespie from the
Damn,
Suns.
what a pull! What a
Because
pull!
I mean, every time I look at the stats in a Suns game, he's got like 14 or 15
Yeah.
points putting up, and he's like
an opening.
hitting threes in like people's faces all the time. So
He's the only guy on that team that actually hustles.
I'm gonna say, Colin Gillespie though.
Give
He's,
me-
he's gonna be good.
Drew Timmy.
Oh, you see what Brooklyn does after he makes a bucket?
No.
They play the South Park.
Oh
Timmy.
yeah,
Timmy. I
Timmy.
saw that today. I was like, no way
That
they
was so
actually do
funny.
that.
Don't piss me
Yeah,
off
that is-
even more. Bro.
So shout out to Drew Timmy. Your Don't Sleep on Him award.
This might not be a great pick, but it's Kamara.
Yeah.
I feel like people
Definitely
are
can.
just before this year nobody really knew who he was.
Yeah.
And now he's just like, yep. Did you guys see that edit on TikTok that
Yes.
the Blazers posted?
Yes.
About the box.
So raw.
So hard.
So raw. He imagines the court in a box, and he's like he's in half of the box one time and then half the other. I don't even know what he meant.
He
Yeah,
really
you got that from
he
me.
He
guard-
spit.
He guards 1 through 5
Yeah.
so efficiently.
Yeah.
He's just a freak athlete too. And his
He's-
offensive game took a huge leap this year.
I love his game. I wish the Kings had someone like
It's a
that.
freak
Yeah.
on the court.
He was
and
actually
freak
drafted
in
by
the
the Suns.
sheets.
Yeah.
Should have
was
been the
drafted by the
Suns.
Suns.
He was a part of the Ayton trade.
That's crazy. Tank team with the most intriguing players. I am going with my guy Sebastian's team, the Washington Wizards.
Okay.
I'm rocking with the Wiz. Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, Jordan Poole, of course. Alex Sarr. They got some guys over there, man.
I'm sticking with. I'm staying in Portland. With
Oh, yeah.
Tumani.
Love
I mean, Shaylin Sharp over there, Tumani, everybody going off.
Yeah.
Like they're very explosive too.
Yeah.
And then Donovan Clingan, like he's gonna be part of their centerpiece
For sure.
Scoot.
Yeah, Scoot.
Scoot,
You mentioned
yeah, I
there.
didn't even fucking
You can go
mention-
down the line
Yeah,
with
you
that
can go
team.
down the whole.
Yeah,
no,
that's a great pick.
Yeah.
They will
Trailblazers for
scare
sure.
me coming up in
I
the future.
feel like an easy one to go because technically they are is the Spurs.
yeah, damn.
But
is
I'm
a
not
good
gonna do that. I'll go with the team that should have been tanking, but they're gonna end up playing the Bulls.
yeah, Bulls. I like that.
All right.
We definitely got some guys. The Giddler.
Also, I didn't even
The kid-
mention Anthony.
Anthony,
Simons.
yeah.
Anthony.
Oh,
Sorry.
on my knee.
Anthony Simons. I swear I've heard him pronounce Anthony Simons.
Well, his nickname is Ant. And his name's Anthony.
What the fuck?
I know, right?
There's an ant on my
He's been in the
knee.
league for a minute. Though.
He has.
He got drafted, I think,
A little bit.
19.
He'll
Yeah.
probably be gone eventually.
You think
Yeah.
Send him to Orlando, man. He'll
He
ball
has
out
to go
there.
somewhere because he's too good to be stuck on that
He's
team.
really
Trade him
good,
for
yeah.
Zach. Is that what you said? Is that what you just said?
I said sack.
Oh, Zach. Yeah. He's pretty much Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you said your team? Tank
I'll-
team?
Luke and I have been saying the same
Yeah,
thing all
Portland.
day.
Yeah, pretty
Love
much.
that.
Pretty much.
That's a great pick. Definitely deserving. Well, One Man Army Award. This is really for one guy and one guy only. It's Nikola Jokic.
I know what
doing
you're
it all.
saying.
Are you gonna say LeBron? You say LeBron.
Jokic.
Hey,
LeBron's been the anchor, man.
On defense, it's LeBron.
I put Giannis down because Dame hasn't been doing anything.
Yeah.
He's been out, obviously,
like that.
but I'm putting Giannis down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else come to mind? Or anyone?
Austin
Nah.
Reeves.
No. Definitely not. I would Trae Young. Trae Young over there in Atlanta.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
doesn't have a real
You know-
number two, especially when Jalen Johnson got hurt.
He's gonna be gone.
Yeah, he's had a great year. I don't know if he'll be gone. It's really up in the air for me. I don't know what Atlanta's thinking. If they want to, build around Trae Young or
Send him
Go
to
younger.
Orlando.
that's
That's a
you've been
fucking
saying
great
that.
pick.
Him or Anthony in Orlando would be perfect.
Tom Fernie.
Anthony, yeah. Shout out.
Well, you know who I got on the Pistons.
Caden.
They do call it Caden.
Caden.
Shout out.
Caden.
He
Isaiah
deserves
Stewart.
it. Offensive player of the year, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
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 I'm going Bron.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Yeah, he's nice. Jokic, top 5 in every stat. Said it too much. Everyone going Jokic there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No one's going DeMar DeRozan.
No.
No, Zach
Nah.
Levine? No, Zach Levine?
No.
No, Young Hollywood?
No.
Come on. Liability of the year. I want to hear you guys have first. If you have anyone. I got
This
one
one's
guy.
a tough one.
It is a tough one. It's a
Great
weird
one.
Okay.
Westbrook.
No, don't
Yes.
do
He
that.
doesn't play enough
Look,
minutes.
look.
How
Don't
many
do
games
that.
recently have they lost because of him?
He doesn't play
What?
enough minutes.
2.
That one game.
He missed another wide open layup at Steam the night after they lost
Oh.
again.
That's tough.
To the
DeMar.
Spurs, I think.
Yeah. DeMar liability?
a
Don't
DeMar.
say that, bro. That's disrespect.
DeMar.
That is disrespect.
I'm gonna say.
On defense.
He be trying sometimes.
Sometimes.
When he gets his
Sometimes.
20, he tries.
I don't know. There's a lot because in certain situations, like if I was on like the Timberwolves, I wouldn't put the ball in Ant's hand in a clutch situation because Ant misses like all of the clutch last
He's
second
always
shots,
taking the shots in
and
that.
he misses all of them.
Yeah, and everyone knows it's going to be him.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah,
But-
it's not a bad one.
I mean,
I went more with someone who's like bad on defense and also not playing
Yeah.
well on offense.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
went the betting god, Terry Rozier. I went Terry Rozier.
He's
It's a red flag.
horrible
Just
year.
avoid.
Horrible year.
Just
for him.
avoid.
Yeah, he's getting paid what, $18 million a year.
Yeah.
So that's just not a good look for him. Miami's not happy. They'd rather have Davion Mitchell over Terry Rozier.
Oh, also,
Yeah.
Jordan Poole. Not gonna lie.
Oh my God! Stop.
he's been hoping.
He's hooping.
You can say
He's
Kuzma.
He doesn't
but,
guard,
like,
but shit, he gets his buckets.
He gets his buckets.
He don't
but, like,
guard.
he doesn't guard for shit.
That's
so
fine.
like that means all of his buckets are empty.
That's
Like,
fine.
I don't know.
You know,
That's fine.
honestly, it's Alex
That's fine.
Len.
Alex Len.
Fuck that guy.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's winning awards today. He's a Grammy favorite.
If it's fuck me, then fuck you.
All right, duo of the year. This was a tough one. I'm going Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm running
Yeah.
with the Cavs.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I had to go with Cat and Brunson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to, but
I
they
don't
just
know.
don't beat good teams.
They
But
don't.
we'll
but
see.
I don't
Playoff
know.
time.
Just
Different.
like it is different.
Yeah.
I just like the way they flow on the
Yeah.
court. It's clean.
It's a perfect duo.
Yeah, it's the perfect duo.
It's like you can't ask for a better point guard and a better setter
it's
combination
what they wanted.
unless it's probably
Tyrese.
Luka.
That's what they wanted Tyrese and Joel to do.
He's going Luka and LeBron, guys.
I didn't say that.
Who are you going?
Luke on the
Oh my God, this guy. They played how many games together?
I said or Brown and Tatum.
Yeah.
Okay, so little unbiased, but
Okay.
I will pick Luke and LeBron over any duo in the league.
Hey, then I'm going Steph and Jimmy, man. Not the Lakers.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm going Cade and them.
Kane and them. That's a duo. I like that.
That's a duo.
That's
right
a great duo.
That's a great
actually.
duo.
Yeah. Shout out to all those M's out there. But question: Who has a better record since the Warriors got Jimmy, or since the Lakers since they got Luka? Who has a better record?
The
Warriors
Warriors.
are
Brown was out
22
for
and
about
6,
10
I
of
think.
those.
Pretty sure the Warriors have.
Braun was out for 10 of those.
I don't give a fuck. Warriors in 6, bro. Warriors in 6. Come on. You're not ready for next week.
All right, buddy.
Six,
Y'all ain't gonna go-
Warriors in 6.
Hey, you have to win tomorrow.
hey, they're going to win tomorrow.
Yeah, the Warriors can be in the play-in.
Yeah, they lose
That's
tomorrow.
scary.
They're in the play,
That's scary.
and it's
I
one
don't
game,
want to
and then you know,
and then
then
they're
you
going to
gotta
play the fucking Kings in the play-in again for the third year in a row, and I'm going to cry. So please don't have that.
Well, that's only if they lose to the Grizzlies.
Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't
Al
happen.
ain't losing to the Grizzlies, bro.
Facts.
You'll get the 7th seed.
Yeah.
But then you got to play Houston first
Oh,
round.
that's easy in 5. Warriors in 5. Come on. What? What are we talking about? Hey, men did lock up Steph the other night for 3 points.
that
so
was
maybe
that's my only reason.
maybe
is
I
that
should
their
shut up.
defense is
Yeah.
elite.
maybe I should shut up. Signature shoe of the year. Unless we have any more duos. Sorry.
Nah, not really.
Signature shoe of the year. Jackson, start with you.
Any pair of Kobe's.
Kobe. I mean, one that like came out this year. I know that's probably the coolest looking one on the floor. Like one
Kobe.
that came out this year.
Well, Kobe Protros came out
Oh
this
my God,
year.
it's always.
I got Kobe Pro
Hey,
Show
I
8s, bro.
can't
They're
hate on
tough.
that. They are definitely tough. I didn't think of the Kobe, so I went Ant signature shoe, Anthony Edwards. They're like pink, orange looking one. That
Okay.
one's clean. I like that.
I went with the Fox Rain Roses.
Yeah.
The
I knew
Rain
they-
Roses are clean.
I knew you
They're
guys were gonna-
so
Any
nice.
Fox colorway that just came out.
It's-
And then, I
Steel
did-
glazing is crazy.
AR
I know.
two.
It's not
I know.
glazing, bro.
I-
I do like those light pink, whatever Malik Monk's signed to. Shoes
Oh yeah.
or-
He always wears
Does he
bright
with-
yellow ash shoes.
Yeah.
though.
He's not with Anta, is he?
Yeah. Oh, he's
No,
with the-
it's something
It's
that's
even
like
randomer
different,
than Anta.
Yeah.
It's I've never even heard of it.
1 second while we look it up.
I think it's the same as Austin Reeves. What is Austin Reeves under?
I'm not
It's like,
saying that.
see?
Peak. It's peak.
Peak. Yeah,
Yeah.
peak.
No.
That's what
Well,
Malik is.
nah.
That's what
Reeves
Malik
is.
something like that. Oh, see, yeah, can't even say it.
Yeah,
What
I'm
is
saying that.
It sounds.
What?
It looks like a weird word.
It looks like a word we're not allowed to say.
Yeah, definitely.
This is-
Nings?
yes, it's that.
Well, yeah, you guys are rocking with the De'Aaron shoes, of course. I'm going Anthony
Banditos are the
Edwards.
best ones.
They are. But yeah, I guess we can take another break and then we'll get into some more awards, some Beam City awards, and
Beam
we'll go over
City.
some stats. You know, looking at the real stat numbers and who would be, you know, determine the best in these different categories. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. Now we're going to be going over some advanced stats. So these guys got awards just based on stats. I want to see if you guys can guess any of these. You know, this is all, like, no opinions are in this. This is all just, you know, the real stats of what has happened this year.
Okay.
Best drop coverage big by the stats.
Zubac.
You got it. You looked at my phone? How you know that?
I saw a stat
He
on last
watches
night.
ball. Hey, he watches ball. So yeah, it was Ivica Zubac. Best drop coverage big. That's big for the Clippers. Best offensive player.
So Jokic, right?
He's second.
Then it's Shea.
It's Shea
Damn.
by 0.1.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That-
So
Yeah.
Shea is the best offensive player
How
in the
far
league this
Braun
year.
back on that list?
I only have the top two with me. He's probably up there though.
Masturbator. No.
Best shooter. Who's the best shooter this year?
DeAndre Jordan.
Statistically,
Best
percentage-wise?
shooter. Best
Jokic.
shooter advanced stats.
Jokic.
No. Who? Come on, this is an easy one. Who's
Steph.
the best shooter in the league? It's Steph
Steph.
Curry. Still
Yeah.
at his old age.
That makes
Still the best shooter in the league.
Steph.
Are you going off of like efficient field goal percentage?
It's I don't even know exactly what it is. I know it's advanced stats.
DeAndre has the best 3-point percentage in the
What,
league.
1 and 1? Or 0 for 0? I can believe that. DeAndre Jordan killed the Kings the other night.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He was fucking smoking us up.
I don't understand how he sells a job.
Yeah, it's crazy. Best gunners.
What?
Not John Morant. These guys are the players that do not have an A button. They
That
do not
is
pass the ball.
crazy.
Cam Whitmore is number 1 by far.
Michael Porter Jr.
LeBron.
No.
Kevin
DeMar.
Porter Jr.
No.
DeMar's number 2.
DeMar is number 3 on this
Oh
list.
my god.
Zach LaVine.
Who's number 2? No, Zach LaVine's not in the top 10.
What?
Yeah,
He didn't get any assists.
I know.
Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas should be on here. I don't have
Jordan Poole.
Nope. This guy is a Warriors legend who's number 2. And he doesn't pass the
Buddy
ball.
Hield.
This is no
Klay Thompson.
Warriors legend. Yeah, Klay Thompson.
Warriors legend.
Klay Thompson is number 2. DeMar DeRozan is number 3. Cam Whitmore is number 1 by far, though. Number 7, though, is Jaylen Brown. So I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting.
I could see that, though. Jaylen Brown does not swing that rock.
Yeah.
It's not his job.
Yeah, he's out there to get buckets. Best offensive rebounders. I only have 2 guys here.
Trey
Top two.
Jamison III.
No.
Josh Hart.
Zubats.
No,
Adams.
none of those guys. Who's the best rebounder over the last 10 years
Andre
in
Drummond.
the NBA? Andre Drummond,
Okay.
still number 1.
Steven Adams.
Crazy. No, it is Andre Drummond, and the number 2 is Day'Ron Sharp in Brooklyn. So
Gosh,
that's him.
Lakers. God damn.
Yeah, he's underrated.
I was afraid Drummond's still
In the
balling out.
league.
Yeah, I know. It's like you forget.
He's
about
only
it
like
pretty easily.
29, I think,
Yeah.
too, which
And
is
then-
crazy.
He
Also,
might be a Laker. again.
Taj Gibson too. I saw him.
Josh Gibson is still
Keep
on the
forgetting
team.
Dude, he's
37.
He's on the Hornets.
Still on the team. He gets a standing ovation every time he goes back to Chicago, no matter what team
That's
he's on.
shout
Sure, yeah.
Shout out to him. Best passers in the NBA. This one really threw me off. I mean, the 3 and the 5 you can probably guess pretty easily, but the number
Luka.
1, no,
Braun at 3.
no.
Trey?
Jokic.
A legend. None of those guys.
What the Halliburton?
Halliburton is number 5.
yeah.
What the hell?
What the Halliburton?
Number 3 is another
Trey.
legend, 40 years old.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. Number
Oh,
3.
yeah.
The number 1 is
Mike Conley.
crazy. No, number 1 is actually crazy.
Is it a point guard?
No, kinda. We just played him last night. He actually made some good passes last night, and I was like, damn,
James Harden?
maybe he's deserving
Kawhi.
on this list. No, passing.
Zubac.
No, this guy fell
What?
off. But
Ben Simmons.
it's Ben Simmons.
Oh my
By the
God.
advanced stats, He's the number one best passer in the NBA. I'm pretty sure it's turnovers to
I
assists.
think he had like
all
a
this
0, 1, and 2
Yeah,
stat
Him
last
and
night.
Derek Jones. He threw 2 lobs at fucking Derek Jones.
and one of
Those
them
were
was no
his 2
look.
assists.
It was
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah, it was. So shout out to Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
number one best passer in the NBA by the advanced stats. Number 2 is Tyler Kolek, the rookie out there in New York.
Hey, shout out.
Bro, these,
I like
Be nice.
these advanced
He's
stats
nice.
are insane.
No, these advanced stats are crazy. CP's number 3, and then Halliburton number 5.
The hell?
Best defensive player is by the advanced stats. Who do you guys think it is?
Wemby.
He's number 2.
It's Draymond.
He's
AD.
number 1. Draymond Green is number 1.
Yeah.
So maybe he is going to win that Defensive Player of the Year. Alex Caruso is number 3. And
Shout out Caruso.
Wemby's number 2. The worst defender in the NBA.
DeMar.
Luka.
No. By the advanced stats.
Jordan Poole.
No. We mentioned him earlier, actually. You mentioned him.
Alex Len.
Nope. Guard. Young guard. You just mentioned him.
Keontae George.
Keontae George is
talked
the
about that.
worst defender in the NBA by the advanced stats. And by the eye test.
It's Luka.
Damn.
It's really Luka. No. The best versatile defender in the NBA. This is a guy who guards.
Tumani Kamara.
No, this guy guards 1 through 5 on every night, pretty much.
Keegan
Devin
Murray.
No, this
DFS.
is the guy. Yeah, it's Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh,
Really wish the Kings got him.
I think I saw it was like he's guarded each position around 20% this
Yeah.
year.
So
So
crazy.
He guards.
Sorry, we weren't even letting him finish.
Yeah, he's the best versatile defender in the league. Is Dorian Finney-Smith? Wish the Kings got him. Best passing lanes defender. This guy gets a lot of
Keon
deflections and
Ellis.
steals. I thought it would be, but no.
Jared
not Keon.
Vanderbilt.
No. Another guard who hasn't had a great year, but still one of the best defenders in the league. He's on a new team this year. I mentioned him in the best defenders category.
Caruso?
Yeah, it's Alex Caruso.
yeah.
I was gonna
Alex
say
Caruso.
Dude, Caruso's so good.
Best rim protector in the league by the advanced stats.
Wemby.
Nope.
Cat.
He's up there, but no.
AD.
Gilbert.
Nope. This guy is on a young team, one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Klingons.
No. One of the best teams in the league.
Oh,
Young
Mobley.
team.
No. Number 1 seed in the West.
It's Hartenstein.
It's Chet Holmgren.
Wait, what?
Chet is the best rim protector in the league by
I don't
the
even
advanced
play
stats.
enough games to
Hey,
get those
it's just
stats.
advanced stats. Obviously, these don't determine games played. Worst player in the league. This guy.
DeMar.
Keontae George.
What? Devin, did you just say
Bronny.
It's
Bronny
not
James.
Don't disrespect my boy Bronny like that. No, it is not Bronny.
Alex Len.
This guy has barely played this year. Got traded in a huge trade middle of the year.
Jalen Hood Shafino.
No, he's on your team.
Fuck.
You have the worst player in the league on your team.
Caleb.
Is it LeBron James?
It is, what? No, he was in the trade. He was in the Luka and AD trade.
Jordan McLaughlin.
No,
Oh, Markieff Morris.
it's Markieff Morris,
God.
the
No.
worst player in the NBA this year.
He's still in the league.
Morris, barely.
Hey, Bron wanted him.
Yeah, he did. He did. Best basketball IQ in the league this year by
LeBron
the advanced
James.
stats. LeBron is number 7.
Luka
Luka.
Doncic.
Luka is not in the top 8.
Fuck.
CP.
Nope, neither of those guys.
Jokic.
Jokic is number 1.
De'Aaron.
De'Aaron, no, he's not number in that category. Come on.
DeMar.
No. Your guesses are
Trae
wild.
Young.
Trae Young, no. So LeBron is number 7.
I
Number
can't.
1 is Jokic. Number 2 is the guy
Cam
that the
Whitmore.
Warriors got. Oh my God. Best
Jimmy
basketball
Butler?
IQ. Jimmy Butler is number 2. Number 3, what the hell?
Halliburton.
Halliburton is number 3.
Okay, that
Number
makes sense.
4, we mentioned him on multiple other times already on the Thunder. Guard.
Shaq
Caruso.
Gilgeous?
Alex Caruso
Fuck.
is number 4 in the best basketball IQ. Number 5, man, we mentioned him again. Best passer in the NBA. Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is number 5.
No way.
I swear to God. LeBron is
Give
number
him an
6.
IQ test. I want to see that.
LeBron is number 6, and then the next spot is crazy. Big man on a really good team out east. Maybe the championship favorite this year.
Kristaps?
Kristaps?
No,
James.
he
Jared
doesn't
Allen.
start.
Oh.
But it
Tristan
is
Thompson.
no. He is on the Celtics.
Kid.
No,
Cornette.
it's Lou Cornette.
Luke.
One of the best basketball IQs in the NBA. So yeah, that was pretty much all the advanced stats.
Just a white
What was the
boy.
most surprises?
I wasn't gonna
Luke
say
Cornette.
Yeah, or best passer. Ben
Best
Simmons.
passer being Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Kind of
anything
crazy.
Ben Simmons was in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's valid. And then I made an all NBA injury team. So some guys we got to show love to that got injured this year.
Wemby.
Wemby is on there. Zion is on there. Kyrie, sad that he got
Sad.
hurt. Brandon Miller was having a great year until he got hurt early in the year. Brandon Ingram also played, I think, 15 games this year. Only 15.
Ingram?
15.
That's just Ingram. Jalen Johnson as well in Atlanta, and then Joel Embiid rounding out my list. So those
Jared
were the
McCain,
advanced stats numbers. Yeah, Jared McCain as well. Beam City Sports Awards. Now we're going on to the fun part.
Yes, sir.
Luke's Man of the Year.
Luke's Man of the Year.
Who's your Man of the Year?
Orlando Magic.
I could see this one coming a mile away.
It's Paolo Banchero.
Very deserving.
Started out the season really hot. Unfortunate, though, that he tore his oblique. So that kind of, that threw a big wrench in their whole development for this year.
Yeah.
But the Magic stayed strong without him. They played good. And then they started to dwindle a little bit. And they came back, and he brought the Magic back right after that. Kept them in the play-in tournament because they were starting to slip. Stayed there, but Paolo's been on a breakout year. He's going to be at the next person averaging 30 points a game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that
I love it.
boldly.
Definitely a valid take there.
And he's the future of the Magic for sure. He's going to be there for the next years to come for sure.
Yeah.
Unless Jackson says that he's going to play in LA.
And then he probably will. Dev's disappointment of the year. What's your biggest disappointment of the year?
Trying
You can go baseball, you can go basketball.
not to make it trading De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
I could have made a couple of those, but being back in the play-in this year.
Yeah.
Even after they traded Fox, they still were in a position, especially in hindsight now, seeing how the West kind of shook out all the middle seeds. I feel like they had a chance for 6 and to avoid it, but now they're back in another 1-game elimination. So that's definitely being in another play-in game for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Can't argue there. ICU of the year. I had 3 guys: Chumani Kamara, Josh Giddey, and Ty Jerome. Those guys I had multiple times for all of them on my ICU picks, so they all deserve to win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever had any repeats for ICU.
Yeah.
I probably did. But I think it was Santi Aldama.
That is a guy that I remember.
I think Santi I brought up quite a bit. So
Yeah.
Santi is definitely ICU.
I actually rewatched our show today when we first introduced ICU. He was your first pick for ICU.
There we go.
I was going to say everybody Luke picked that then played the Kings that then went crazy.
Yeah, if you're playing the Kings next, then you're probably going to go off.
Yeah.
If Luke picks you. ICU of the year. Do you have anyone that comes to mind? Jordan Goodman?
I think I picked different guys each time.
Yeah.
I tried to.
Yeah.
But if I were to, I think one is probably Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara definitely deserves it.
I also want to shout out Denny Avdia.
Denny.
Sorry.
He's been hoofing.
I think you did pick him once at
one
least.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Denny Avdia, though, he's going to be breakout player again next year.
Yeah, for sure. Ty's take of the year, I went with Dyson Daniels winning Defensive Player of the Year, the next guard to do it. I said that the first week of the year, and I hope he wins it this year. If he doesn't, it's going to be tough to win it, but if Wemby gets hurt again, he's going to be a front runner. So I think that's a good take.
That's a good take.
And I said in the second week of the year, Nuggets championship window is over. And it looks like it might be.
I remember you were kind of backtracking
I
on
did
that a little
backtrack
bit.
on that in the next week. I was like, damn, that might have been a bad
Bro,
take.
they think the firing of Michael Malone is going to help them win the chip.
Yeah, right.
They ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Another
That ain't
universe.
He ain't doing shit.
Another universe.
So yeah, that was my takes of the year. Now we're moving on to some Kings ones. Best beam of the year. I'm curious to see if you guys came up with any.
Honestly,
What's the best win the Kings had all year?
First Boston game.
Dude.
Still.
First Boston game.
Boston game was up there, but there weren't
Cavs.
really many.
There was.
There were some good
There
ones.
was. I
I'm gonna
would
say
say
the
between
rivals week against the Warriors. That was a great one because we were down pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
And then we came back in the fourth, battled back, and we held them. It wasn't even a back and forth thing in the fourth quarter. We kind of just took command and
I barely
didn't let them
remember
come
that
back
game.
in. Yeah, but I just remember because it was rivals week, and I was like, we better beat the fucking Thunder, dude. This is
Yeah.
gonna be pit, and especially you're on national television.
Yeah.
I was gonna be pissed.
I
Well,
still
you-
think it's the first Boston game.
Yeah.
Boston
because
game
That was a crazy
that was
win.
really
We
impressive.
still had De'Aaron, but he was
Still
hurt.
had
Yeah.
De'Aaron.
Yeah.
He was hurt, didn't play. And then, before the De'Aaron trade, they had, not even arguably, they did have worse depth.
Yeah.
And so there was it was probably 8 or 9 guys that played the whole time. And, they held control pretty much the whole game. So, I mean, that was probably my favorite win of the year.
Yeah.
But I totally forgot about that Warriors one
Yeah,
where they
same.
came back down 20. So
Same.
that's another
Yeah.
good one. I definitely have those top 2 for sure.
Yeah. Also, you were at the game where they beat the Cavs at
Yeah,
home.
the first time.
So that
was
I mean,
crazy.
That's a good
definitely
one.
deserves to be up there as well. But mine was definitely easy for me. The best night of my life, the double OT win versus the Miami Heat.
yeah.
I was in the building the first game I worked where I interviewed DeMar, Doug, Christy, and Domas. So
Yeah.
that was one of the best nights of my life.
Hell
for sure.
yeah.
Hopefully more to come.
There will be.
Yeah, Beam City Betrayal Award for one guy and one guy only.
Kevin
Me,
Herter.
you and Kevin Herter, Alex Len. I'm going De'Aaron, man. Snaked us.
Kev.
Snaked us. I'm still mad, but hey, live your life, De'Aaron.
Yeah.
Deleted the post on Instagram, too, thanking the Kings. That hurts.
It's just, I
It
mean,
hurts.
it does hurt, but then also, I wonder how he's got to feel some type of way. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, he loved the city, and then everybody just turned on him like that. It's like, he didn't mean for it to come out like that, I don't think. But it
I
just
didn't make it him because I know that's the reason you made the award, but also because he came back and we kind of blew out the Spurs that game and
Yeah.
everything. But I went with Kevin Herter also because he was pretty much a guy that was on a lot of fans, bad side on the way out. But he still, had all respect for the city and everything like that.
No, we
And-
didn't.
Well, he was.
Talk
The
shit
complaints were about the coaching and how he was played.
He
which
still
we-
said the fans
which we
are great.
still,
said the
which we
fans
still
are great,
totally
yeah.
disagree with. I still totally
Yeah.
disagree with that. I don't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But what makes it even worse is he came back in a pretty important game and had a pretty big game and hit the dagger three.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it was bad.
yeah, I remember
That hurt.
being on the couch so mad when he made that three.
Yeah. Well, worst take of the year. For
Me saying Fox wasn't going to be traded.
yeah,
right before he got traded.
we all said that. There was definitely a lot of bad takes.
Mine was in the inside recess, literally
Yeah, the day
18
before.
hours he got before he got
I think
traded.
we're going to be fine. We're going to be good.
Yeah, we can convince him to resign. We're gonna go get another wing. But yeah, that never happened.
Yeah. My worst take is right before the season started, I said that the Sixers would be in
Oh.
title contention, and they are a top 3 seed in the East.
Definitely was on board with you there.
Complete opposite
Yeah.
of anything like that.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
Looking back at our
That
standings
sucks.
predictions, we were way off on
Yeah.
most of it.
Okay.
Except like the Thunder being the 1 seed. Pretty much everything else in the West was like not
I think
right.
I had the Timberwolves up at 2 or 3
Yeah.
as well. Like, it was
Who,
not
yeah,
good.
that was like we made that before they traded Cat. So
I got to go back and look at that.
yeah,
episode.
it was crazy to look at. Mine worst take of the year was Giannis will not be a Buck next year. I mean it's still up in the air, but I don't think the Bucks are ever going to trade Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean he'll be a Buck the rest of his life. And I said Jared McCain will unanimously win Rookie of the Year. Didn't know he'd get hurt.
It's not a bad.
It's
take,
not a bad
though,
take.
Not a
because
bad take
technically
necessarily.
He was on pace for it.
Yeah.
He was
You
averaging like
jinxed
17
him.
a game.
Yeah, I jinxed him, and then he got hurt and was out the
It's
year.
all your
so
fault, Ted.
it's all my fault. Yeah. Any bad takes? Laker side.
D'Lo was gonna hope.
You were.
Yeah.
D'Lo was gonna
That's a
go
good
off.
one. That's a good one. You were pretty sad when AD got traded.
Dude,
You feel pretty good about it now, wearing your Luka jersey.
Yeah, I love Luka. I do, but there's
Yeah.
always gonna be a piece of me. It's like
Yeah.
one of those. It's like it is for the better,
Yeah,
but it's also like
Still
damn,
hurts.
6 years and we won a chip with him. It's kind of sucks.
yeah, I can see that. League Pass Legends. I had 3 teams that I picked outside the Kings, of course. You got to go outside your Lakers that are just your favorite teams to watch. I went with the Knicks, the Pistons, and of course the Warriors, my second team in the
Okay.
NBA. Had to give them love.
Yeah.
The Knicks are really my main team there, though. I just love watching them. Brunson, Cat, and all them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably agree with the Knicks on there.
Yeah.
I'd throw the Magic on there.
I
though.
knew you were going to
Love-
have the
love
Magic on there. Yeah, that's your boys.
And I don't know, there weren't a lot of other.
You could go Portland,
Like,
maybe.
I mean, I didn't really watch Portland
yeah,
a whole lot
because they
though.
suck. But
They,
I
yeah, they
don't
kind
have
of suck.
League Pass, but I'm going Bulls.
yeah, that's a good
Bulls are a
one.
good one.
Bulls
That's a
and
good
then
one.
Pistons.
Bulls post trade
Pistons.
deadline.
Yeah, Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls.
Trade deadline.
That's why I said because the end of the year,
Yeah.
like the last couple
And
weeks.
then also, honestly, as much as I hate threes, the Celtics, that's just
Yeah.
like great basketball.
Every night
there.
the Celtics play, it's probably going to be
It's some good
And
basketball.
if it's a good team, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. For you, favorite team outside the Lakers?
Pistons.
Yeah.
Were one of theirs. I like Cade.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
and then yeah, I said Blazers too.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. I've always liked Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
He definitely is a player who plays very similar to Dame, and I don't know what it is. I've always liked guards from Portland.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the Wizards.
Damn. Respect.
Wizards second-ish half after they got rid of Kuzma
And Jonas.
and Jonas.
Yeah.
Then they started just having fun, and all the rookies were just going crazy.
God
Poole
damn it.
was leading them.
Yeah.
It was cool to
I'll
see.
throw,
Yeah.
I'll throw the Jazz in there.
Oh, what?
I watched 2 Jazz games this year, and they were both blowout losses to the Kings. So, big shout out.
Name 2 players on the Jazz.
Marketing.
Okay.
Keontae George.
Hey, respect.
Hey.
He knows ball. Well, this should be fun. Funniest moment this year on Beam City Sports. It hasn't been a year of us doing the show yet. I almost wanted to wait for this to, be a year.
The season.
Yeah, this is like an NBA season type.
Yeah.
Well, I had to start with every pause moment.
Yeah.
Way too many to even count. There's too many to even count or think of like the main one off the top, but there's pretty much one at least every show.
Probably.
So yeah, love those moments.
Yep.
Yeah. Any come to mind?
Arby's.
Arby's. The Arby's debate.
The Arby's
I didn't
Chick-fil-A
even have
debate.
that on there.
Comparing
that was-
rappers to NBA players.
Yeah.
That one was pretty fun.
That one was funny. Tio made
More
that
fun.
funny.
More fine.
Yeah, Tio
He
was
just gets more fine.
drunk and said futures more fine.
He was messed up.
That was pretty funny.
Games, man. The games that Randy was making, man.
I had
Those games were
Randy's
fun.
cahoots in there. We need him
Yeah.
back for that. He's going to be done with baseball soon, so he'll be back.
There we go.
At every pause moment. I also had the debate segments with Jackson when we started doing that. Going back and forth with you guys arguing, mentioning their nicknames.
Didn't
and
even make sense. Look at me for that.
No, both of you guys are so funny with the debates, so that was always fun. Also, I had to bring Jackson in when it's still going on, wanting all the smoke in the Warriors and Lakers debates. And I'm still coming for your head, man. Warriors are going to dog the Lakers in the first round. In 6. Warriors in 6, baby. And there was a moment where I said something on the show.
Lakers right now.
That's the funniest thing to me is how delusional Tyler is.
What?
Joking, I'm joking.
Well, there was a moment a while ago when I said something about the Warriors being better than the Lakers, and you looked over at me and were like, Vando held Steph to 2 of 14 the last something like that. So that was the funny moment.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Nah, it'll be if that series does happen in the playoffs. So it's going to be it's probably the last one we see of Bron versus Steph. So
Damn.
it's going to be
Don't say
That's
that.
pretty sad.
That is sad.
So if I would prefer it happen second round
Me
because
too.
first round matchups I feel like
Yeah.
should be less finals ish.
True. That's a good one. I went Luke, saying you're going down with the ship with the Kings. That definitely has to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not, man?
We're still going down with it.
As someone who's born in Sacramento who bleeds that purple and gold, it's like you got to go down with it.
Yeah.
I can't leave.
Hey, I'm on board too. We're slowly sinking, but
I did it with Boogie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it with this team.
Yeah, for sure.
What colors did you say?
Purple and gold.
That's Laker colors. We're fucked.
Oh shit.
Purple and black.
Hey, I'm thinking of the old. I'm thinking of
You're
the
most
gold.
Luke.
Sorry.
Bring the
Oh, no.
golds back,
And then I
bro.
also had the A's.
back.
I have the A's in my mind. The green and gold.
Yeah,
The
that's
purple
what I
and black.
thought, too.
Sorry, purple and black.
Purple
my
and
bad.
black.
Fuck the Lakers.
I'll keep
get off
going
me.
down. I'll keep going down my list. Tio and the NBA rappers was hilarious. Randy's cahoots are always super funny.
Randy's cahoots were great.
Alex Chair slowly falling at the beginning of the show when we were talking, and then Alex Chair just keeps slowly, sinking
goes
down,
down.
sinking down, sinking down. That was pretty hilarious. Milo being on the show, bringing up
Milo
Kevin
was
Porter
pretty
Jr.
great.
And Devin not loving him, bringing
Devin
up Kevin
getting
Porter
pissed.
Jr. Devin's reaction was hilarious. Dev's rants also stopped going from that, but Dev's rants, especially around the De'Aaron time.
The one where when we muted ourselves after on the radio,
Oh, yeah.
and we put the mic.
Oh yeah, So those are always hilarious. And me and Luke pulling it down from the beginning. I went back and watched our first show,
Dude.
and just watching the first show compared to now is just absolutely hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
There's no background, anything. It's all white
It's just-
walls.
It's a depressing closet.
But we were keeping it in. We were
Yeah.
making the
I have
energy
a
good.
couple more.
Keeping it hot.
Yeah, we were keeping it hot in the studio. So those were fun.
The show where you were on vacation in Vegas and we called you about the Fox trade, and Tyler asked you a question. I forget what the question was, but you did not hear him. You completely ignored the question and just started talking about just the Fox trade. And damn, I had one more. Keep going. I had one more. I think.
Well, yeah, those are my moments that I had on there a bunch. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah, pretty funny.
Goddamn. Now I need to figure out the
The
question.
two
that I-
TikToks at the Pistons game.
Yeah, those were hilarious.
When they took the lead, and then
we have a video
the crash
recording.
out video I made.
De'Aaron hitting the shot we thought was a game winner. Devin yelling up into the rafters, and then 5 minutes later, Jaden Ivey hits 4-point play.
Oh,
Mike
man.
Brown gets fired next day, and Dev makes a drunk TikTok saying he's jumping off the Tower Bridge. So that was pretty hilarious.
Oh god.
There's so many more.
So many good ones.
All the
We're gonna have to
TikToks.
get a compilation or something going.
When our 1 year comes up of our being on
Yes,
making our
sir.
show, we'll try and put that together.
Yeah.
But yeah, best guest of the year. I don't want to call you guests anymore. You're officially, the fourth.
Jackson's
It's us four. It's our show. But you definitely win that
Appreciate it.
award. Get best guest of the year. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Definitely deserve it.
See, I didn't go.
Great ball knowledge.
No, I'm just
But no, we got to mention everyone
I
else that was a guest.
I was already considering Jackson.
Yeah.
Like already a fourth member
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah, I didn't want to put you as the guest because but we got to make it official. You were the guy. So
Yeah,
it's
Appreciate
us
it.
four,
Yeah.
for sure.
Had some runner-ups though.
Yeah.
Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and
Obviously.
Mo.
Gotta
Deuce and
shout
Mo.
out Deuce
Gotta
and Mo.
give-
see. I didn't know if you were how you were gonna feel about bringing that up. So.
No, shout out to Mo
Nah.
for sure.
Shout out Deuce and Mo.
Shout out Mo.
It was just, it's a cool moment.
No,
It's
that was cool.
Right when we got it started,
Yeah.
they said yes.
Right before the NBA season.
Right before the
That
NBA
got us
season.
some more views, some more
Exactly.
subscribers. That was big.
Yeah, no,
Big moment.
Yeah, big one.
Then hopefully we get Mo back on in the summer. I think she'll be down. She did say she wants to do one by herself.
That'd be
so
really cool.
She's down.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And then I also
Am I
wanted
gonna
to-
be there?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I also wanted to shout out your boy Sebastian.
Oh, I
From
forgot
across
to have him
the
on there.
pond,
Yeah,
man.
from in London.
Made it international for
Yeah,
us. I remember the
wow.
episode he was talking about the fights for
Yeah.
us. We brought in
Hey,
that
another
knowledge.
fight's coming up. He's trying to come back on. So
Hell yeah.
we'll get him
I'm
on
down
on
with
the.
that.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can get a Zoom going. That
Just
might be a
wanted to
little
give him a little shout out
Yeah.
out there.
Damn,
Give him some
respect.
love to Beam City
Love
Sports
that.
for us.
Commenting on all the videos.
Yeah,
and his,
yeah.
his
Yep.
girlfriend, you said,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So shout out to him. That was a great pull.
Hell yeah.
Definitely had to have Alec on there. Held it down for
Yeah.
when he was on. That was some fun
Exactly.
times. Milo came on every time he's been on. What the hell? Joker laughs in the background.
Joker.
That sounded like Joker laughs.
That was scary.
Gotta give Alex some
Yeah,
love.
just watched The Dark Knight last night.
Yeah,
Too.
Yeah, PTSD over there.
that was scary.
I hope you're doing good out there in Michigan, Alec.
Yeah, for real. He'll be back on when he comes back for sure.
Yes.
One of them Pistons playoff games.
Yeah, Milo always held it down when he came on.
He
Some
did.
funny moments when he came on as well. And got to give a shout out to him creating our logo and
Yep.
Logo,
our
everything.
shirts and
All
everything.
the best thumbnails.
Yeah, all the best thumbnails. Milo too. Love that. James had some big moments on here. Want to get him on more.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can get some Saturdays off and come back on. Randy.
Come argue with you and
Yeah.
Jackson about the
Yeah,
Warriors.
now we can have another Warriors fan on here, so it might be
It's all good.
might be scary.
It's all good.
Might have
It's
to stay
all
We're
related
gonna have to
recruits.
throw him in the ring.
It's
man.
all
Yeah.
good.
Throw him in the ring. Randy with his cahoots, came on for one show. Want to get him on for more.
Yes, sir.
He's definitely got knowledge on all sports, so love when
Yeah.
Randy's on. T.O. coming on drunk. That was hilarious.
Off the spirits.
Yeah, I think that was a perfect segment for him to come on. The rappers, the NBA players. So yeah. Then I had to throw DeMar, Zach, Domas, Doug.
All of them.
Yeah, they contributed to Beam City for
Yes,
sure,
sir.
and Nick Kerr getting the show going.
Who?
Nick Kerr.
Oh, okay.
Nick Kerr. Getting the show going. So yeah, that was all my awards and best guests and all that. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was a great season so far.
Great season.
And hopefully it continues in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Definitely want to continue in the playoffs.
Yeah,
'cause,
for sure.
If we don't, then we
Not
don't really
watching
know
any
where
more
this
basketball.
team's going.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be a weird offseason.
Scary times coming in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, for
if,
sure.
Some things don't go the way we want them.
And more guests on the way. Nate
Yes.
Littlefield, Kings Insider from 1140 is going to come on.
Hell yeah.
Next week, actually, he's going to come on.
Oh, word?
So, yeah. And then also, we still got to get Christian on from Numbers
Yeah,
on
we
Board.
need to get Christian.
Yeah, so he's still down to come on, so I got to hit him up. But yeah, some big guests coming up. But yeah, that's it for the basketball talk. Dev, your Giants lost to the Yankees today, but last night in a rain delay, scored 5 in the first. How you feeling?
Just excited.
Yeah.
This is I think they have the Yankees for 3, and then they got the Phillies, and then I think they go to Milwaukee. So it's a gauntlet coming up, and to start out like that with 3 straight hits, and then the Jung Hoo Lee home run in the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
I was just hoping they would make it through 5 because it was raining all game. Like, they started in the rain, it was raining, and once you get through 5, it makes it an official game. So they stopped it, and then they called it. Thankfully, but took the loss today. I'm not too worried about it as long as they get the series win tomorrow, and I'm very excited still.
Yeah, shout out to Jung Ho for that pop up to right field. Would have been an
I
oracle
love
for
Yankee
sure.
Stadium.
Yankee Stadium, always doing the lefties right.
And shout out Diego because I keep
Yeah.
texting him after everything happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, yesterday I was texting, I'm like, y'all boys ass, bro.
Yeah, feeling good. But yeah, the A's got the dub today against the Mets.
yes, sir.
Yeah, feeling good. JT Gibb,
Yep.
First start in the bigs, pitched great, only allowed 1 run through 5 1/3.
Huge for the A's.
Yeah, Lawrence Butler predicted him to be a breakout player this year, and we need that in the starting rotation.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
No, yeah, we need a JT to come up.
Jacob Wilson
pitch
continuing
well.
the hit streak.
That too.
He has got a hit every single game this year.
That's amazing.
Love that.
But I mean, we need more bats to get consistent.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The deeper the lineup we go, it's getting a little scarier.
That's
It's obviously still getting the beginning of the season rust knocked off, but right now I think we're one of top 6 teams where we're just not a hot team at the plate right now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get contact a lot.
And
right
we can't pitch.
yeah, we can't,
Especially in Sacramento.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe JT can unlock the rotation.
Yeah.
Quickly, Dodgers, what's been going on?
Yamamoto's disgusting.
Yeah.
Some injuries. Snell's out, I think, till Monday.
How does third place in the West feel?
Well,
Are you guys
what?
third place in the West?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
only by like a half game. though.
Hey, Giants better be talking your shit
The
now.
NL West is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Don't say that.
samples.
Padres are so good.
There's 3 teams
Eh.
with double-digit wins. No other division has one.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
So, yeah.
I mean, National League West, one of those teams probably win the World Series.
Damn. Hopefully.
Not the
So, yeah.
Padres.
Hopefully the Giants.
Just not the Padres.
Padres finish.
Let's go Padres!
No.
I just like seeing.
Diego.
I used to love the Padres. I used to love the Padres until I went to that A's Padres game on Monday night.
Yep.
That was
I know
absolutely
that
horrible.
was. I should have put that up there for one of the funniest moments. That rant you went
Yeah.
on Wednesday was pretty funny.
Oh, dude, that pissed me the hell off. But yeah, we can close out on Beam City Sports. It's been a long show. I think almost
It's been
2
a
hours.
nice show.
So yeah, we'll close out. Go like and subscribe on YouTube. You know the views are going up, but we need more subscribers. So
Yes, sir.
almost at 300.
Hit that shit.
Yeah.
Pull up on Wednesday.
All right. We'll be back. Beam City.
Cheers.